and just ran when he was out of range, but now back over towards C.
Boo can die to spam here as he plants. But I'm not even sure that Smoggy has enough bullets in his gun.
He hasn't gone for the reload. He was scared of a player being close, and now creeping, crawling up close. 1v1 still down to the timings. Smoggy can't do it with pistol in hand. It's Boo who stands tall. It was up to him to be that veteran presence to make sure that the round did not go amiss.
What a clutch from Boo. Desperately needed for Heretics, I think. I'm not a fan of how Smoggy played around these situations, though, with his ult. I think you look at that round from Smoggy without an ult online, he played it immaculately. He conserved his life, backed off, played off his team's paranoias. I actually think, though, that when he has the Clovo online, he can afford to be...
Why did he change to pistol,
those spots and use the ult to play his team in.
Reload location dangerous. Reload.
I love you.
I hard agree with that. He's pulled this time out initially for me.
However, he got to no location now. That guy shot one guy only. No, he could have reloaded now.
Abusing the site anchors, essentially, right? They've been trying to find spots where there isn't a seize or a stun to stop them, and Heretics can burst through. And they'll call some cancels. There'll be a couple waves in the exec. It's not anything super simple. But EDG need to get a read on where these are coming. Odin being bought here for Boo as well. Looking to try to do early spam over towards A, perhaps.
Yeah, the players are drifting over. EDG, still some fight left into the round with the weapons that they scramble together here. Rifles in the hands of 4 of them.
There.
Ult's online too, so could be willing to scrap here.
Damage.
Yeah, chunked down. Sets up for the TP. Nobody is committed here. The door's not even okay. Breaks it, backs away. Evacuation is called for.
Missed the haunt as well. It was broken, of course, but he was aiming for on top of rubble there, so they would have scanned the back towards where Woot was. They've lost info over towards A. That Odin purchase ended up coming through very clutch for that opening fight.
Those are the extra elements we've come to expect, I think, from a team like Heretics. A little spice to throw into a round, making sure that it is that much more winnable here. Going for the potential B pivot. The door was already opened wide here. Benji, footsteps rumbling towards them. And now there's Simon. Time to strike. Time to see if he can collect to corral these kills. Up and around. Chichu back and around. Obtains the upgrade. The 3 versus 3 is where we stand.
Heretics with time to cancel. EDG thought it was actually a B pivot going on there. You could see it in the way that Shishu threw his paranoia.
Yeah.
And yet they still held tall.
The dread gun
has to do it all.
Sees the shoulder. Tried to play patiently. And Smoggy drifting into the fight, into the fray. Not watched for. Anticipating.
Ult.
Pops into the ult now. Not dead yet. Spam follows through. He needs the kill. He needs the assist. But Heretics are the ones under the pressure.
This guy is mad, bro.
Collects.
I wasn't expecting the round to end like that. I was looking over towards Smoggy.
No way.
He had limited time to be able to get value out of his ultimate, and it looked like he was playing passively, but they ran away from the Clove, trying to deny them value, and straight into the waiting arms of Chishu. That's tragic for Heretics.
What?
Beautiful transfer as well. We missed that one, but still got to admire it. He's sitting at 50.
You saw that, huh?
And again, the team with the weaker economy, though it wasn't a full thrifty, comes out with the goods. 5-5.
What about last bit?
Benji has it online. His ult.
Once more, Odin spam. TP across, TP up top. And Wood is going to be traded. Just the one for his efforts. Chichu still here. Guess what? Peeking off of the util. There's more where that came from. Boo. See if he can cleave away in a path right through, but he realized that A is futile.
Omen TP got much. They didn't know which Omen is sleeping on.
Pieces of utility coming from Smoggy and Simon.
Saman.
A pretty good read here that C is empty. And they're going to confirm it with lockdown.
Chichu's all, he can go for the instant reposition as well. They can shore this one up. Know that the site's cleared out. Heretics
Good plant position too.
Yeah. Trying to think ahead here. Into the round, spam from Boo.
I like this.
Forces util.
They're pushing more inside.
to be diligent with the clearing.
They actually,
see it.
yeah, they didn't even use utility though. They saved the util and just barreled forward with 2 or 3 players looking to try to trade out. So now they have that utility to clear the side, but Boo!
Oh, listen, if you're going
Clears
to try and opt
Smoggy.
in, exactly, brute force. It's the domain where Heretics will seek to punish, yet still smokes. Propped up, and heads being applied straight off the bodies. Left down to Benji. Planted for him, up onto Mound. Nana swarms up and over, just about catching, but Simon's got the half, and that's a potential wink on drop down. Time is of the essence, ticking away from them. TP up and around.
He might not think he's
claimed. No way, Simon! No way! Dropped dead in his tracks. And it's all Benji.
I thought there was such a chance there that EDG were going to sneak that one away. When Chishu teleports up and Benji catches him, it's so likely that Benji waits for another tap. Heretics take the lead, 6-5 off the back of Benji winning the Red Bull clutch. Another huge clutch going the way of Team Heretics. If they hadn't had those two,
KZ is carrying attack now.
this half, but as it is, Chinese squad knocked down to lower economy. And trying to control Rubble. They've kind of missed out on the control of this part of the map the whole game. Their comms doesn't really favour it, but now they're driving Heretics into B.
Fast plays all around the map. Trying to go for that reaction. Overdrive, it's here! Kang collects, it's all vented! And the bush is stunted!
Yes, Punch.
Blink of an eye, 6-6.
Yes, Punch.
This map truly different to the prior two in ways that are supremely satisfying, both of them. Taking chunks out of each other, going back blow for blow. EDG's attack side is Team Heretics may not have done enough with only 6.
That's the question. We're going to get it answered on the other side of this as well, but for now, sending it down to the floor momentarily
Skank Kang is...
just to get a bit of insight from a former...
See him that day, 19 years old, what is doing?
Hey guys, here with Com, of course. 콤 선수 만나보겠습니다.
Our game Mandel Kamno. He's also almost
콤 선수 어제
20 years.
경기 끝나고 나서 눈물을 흘릴 때 좀 리엔즈 선수가 위로해주는 모습을 보면서
어쨌건?
콤 선수와 또 콤 선수 아버지가 이제 넘버원 리엔즈 팬이다 평생이라고 얘기를 했거든요. 그렇기 때문에 이렇게 힘든 순간에 적으로 만났지만 또 위로의 손을 내밀어줄 수 있는 선수가 그리고 이런 커뮤니티가 있다는 것에 대해서 어떻게 느끼고 있는지부터 여쭤보고 싶습니다.
Correct.
Yesterday, you and Papacom expressed the gratitude towards Rians, you know, being able to showcase sportsmanship, especially when you are in vulnerable moments like yesterday. So what's it like to have an opponent that's willing to kind of comfort you through your hard times?
I think it shows a lot of vulnerability and emotional intelligence, as my dad said.
English Varuda.
Because I feel like I'm a very emotional person.
She can tell in English.
And yeah, I mean, it means the world to me that
she's talking for the audience in Korea.
For me, like 10 minutes ago, they've become my friend right after.
Now she's talking in English.
First, this is for audience. Now again, she will ask the question to him in English. Now she's translating what he told.
감수성이 깊은 확실한 F이기 때문에 좀 그런 선수가 이렇게 위로를 해준다는 것 자체가 의미가 굉장히 많았고 또 굉장히 감사하다고 얘기를 했습니다. 오늘 아무래도 리엔즈 선수를 응원하러 왔나 싶은데 또
படிக்காதவர் filmல தனுஷ்
Anything you would like to say to him?
Keep fighting. No matter what happens in the Grand Finals, have fun, enjoy.
벌어지든 지금 이 순간을 즐기기를 바란다고 얘기했습니다. 이렇게 해서 콤 선수 만나봤습니다. Thank you, Com.
Use Polish on the controversy she pulled up.
Saranghae, Korea.
This guy don't enemy teams play very good. She.
Just beaten him, still had thought for his opponent. It shows you, I mean, there's no space for mercy, but there's still room for compassion with the way that they play. I do really appreciate that. All of their thoughts here are going to be on getting that victory, but every time you win, you see the other side of that coin, and there's going to be both sides of it here today in the Grand Finals. No matter who ends up winning, there is going to be one bitterly disappointed loser up on stage, and that's going to be tough for either team to deal with.
Changing the weaponry here, EDG looking to again increase that tempo, but stopped in their tracks as the Nano Swarms laid down prior.
Okay.
They've inserted Smoggy pretty deep on B right now. And what I love about watching Smoggy on these rounds is that he has Frenzy and Pick Me Up, which I think is just such a deadly duo.
Yeah. Speed buff if he gets that online.
Heal too, or the over armor. It's just, it's so tough to deal with.
The menace on the pistols.
He's often in
Random ding ding.
So seeing him isolated here is a little unusual. You see nobody trying to do his IGL duties, creating pressure on the other side of the map, indicating that this is going to be a C repop. Hard for Heretics to read into that though. What is this?
Kakang! He's trying to find it. Needs to be disciplined. And just evacuates and get out, but Wood is still there into the back.
Bro!
Unaccounted for. Will make them rude a day. They
He
deserve
gave one
an
entry.
position. It's all on Woos, and this guy is undeniable. The form factor, an ace denied, but
like watching Pannandukku.
And enough of the road is paid for Mini Boo to close it out.
See how motivating they are. If they lose that round also, they're smiling.
But he took down all of the Chinese squads and made the grand finals.
Nammana kattinu.
From him. It's very different. Seeing him in that supportive role, looking to try to trade and help other people. Good to see him have his moment here in the pistol though, and what an important pistol that might end up being.
Round is gone, simple.
Lead, assuming no more of those
Just a game at the end.
pesky thrifties that we've seen today.
An abundance of them.
Best of 5 means 3 matches they should win.
Yeah, 3 matches. Man, dots dots.
I mean, a timeout to me.
You think attack timeout after the pistol?
I told you, this will go like equally. It will go this map.
No,
Both are strong on this map.
The one
I've seen them play.
Woot getting all of those kills on the pistol is that no one else is anywhere.
I think these guys will win off TH.
No?
Usually the attacking teams on Lotus are going to want to be putting those into Mini Boo, Benji, something like that.
Because
got another
they're good at retakes.
My suspicion was correct. I love that we put the entire arena in lockdown. That's the tech pause, the light and shift. And
Tech pause again,
Exactly. Trying to take a gander over at the stage as well, see who might be
Even the time pass on our
player we're watching for. He's having some issues.
Bro, what gaming chair you have, da? This one same thing,
It's going to be a quick one I've just heard, so we will be back in the
Hey,
action
Noda,
soon
this is
enough.
secret lab.
You
also something cream color,
Sure.
You know that Team Heretics and Paper X are the
Color
only
is same,
teams to
that's
play in a
all.
grand finals, but not lift.
Oh, you have tie rest and all in
Everybody
your.
else that's been in a
Chair?
VCT Global Grand
Yeah.
Finals.
How much you
has
bet?
found one, before, after, in a different.
Oh, 16 and a half in
And so if
sale.
Heretics win here today.
You could have bought green soul,
They'll pass that over and force EDG
this
to be
was-
the.
I used green
recipient of
soul,
that
it was
sad
not
stat.
That's brutal. It's a hard one. A lot of damage.
This is nice, huh?
Down on
Comfy,
the
huh?
side of things here to stand on enough to dissuade and push back Boo. He's gone for a few more smokes.
I don't know my chair, how long it will come.
Creeping up onto the angles, trying to cut them up
What do you
where
want?
they stand. Paranoia sweeps
Nothing,
through. No
it's
connection.
been
The TP
3-4
has to
years,
be
no?
used to back himself away. Still a 4 versus 4.
3 years, 3 years
Oh,
over.
he's
Chair.
hoping for that kill.
Don't know how long it will
Got
come.
the green sword,
No, you have seen black color.
Heretics have a handle on it.
Ah, that's what. In green cell also it's there that one.
Nobody left as the final player.
I bought very long time.
The spike could not be
If
further
it goes,
away. He would have to make
should buy, no?
such a difficult journey.
I saw green soil and kept. Because that is only something.
Skyport one.
The
on the
unretrievable.
Woot does it again.
You send link,
3
please.
piece off the back of that pistol.
It's very good.
The Wonder Boy
In,
in action, like you said, glimpses
this
of
Comic-Con and
Shanghai.
all they were
He's making
using.
EDG feel that.
Okay.
Again though, what
Cybot,
kind of bonus round
CIB,
strategy can you
yeah.
really concoct with an Omen ultimate? It's just not as useful.
Little expensive.
So it is great that we're seeing this from Woot. But you would like to see the ult points been invested into other people for Team Heretics to start some real threats on the defense side. This is cool though, getting a high-low setup from Heretics.
It's an interesting idea.
Looking to try to punish Kang Kang, I would say here.
Flash 2. Up and over here, fault line alongside it.
Simon's utility again.
It's overwhelming, suffocating. That's what this EDG squad and composition at least does well.
This one
I mean, I think if Team Heretics really invest to these Rebel fights, they can beat them. EDG shouldn't be able to come out on top of too many altercations over there, even with the breach in their comp.
Round 15 though, it's a critical one. And an impasse could potentially be...
I was about to buy this, that time I didn't have cash. I had cash at
EDG making sure that they stop the bleeding.
But it's around 30. It's very good. It's almost secret lab level. Whatever they're using, no?
Not finding much. This info, if anything, is good for EDG to play off.
Okay, here in the footsteps.
Bates move forward.
He's 32 nada.
He's given that timing.
It's that much only. Good giving this thing.
Back into position. Have to evade a lot of this util. Reveal, it tags. They know he's there.
It's almost secret lab level only.
Delayed.
Whatever they're using.
Delayed enough, I should say. Aftershock now in through the back as well. Gives him a bit
What
of peace
is the warranty and all?
Kang, he's right there. Nobody. Make sure that there's no problems occurring just from the backside of pit. Benji Fishy in position, in place. Flash the peak, but the weapon at hand just not good enough. He was sharp though.
It's sharp.
We'll see.
More than a keen eye in that
I don't know how long this chair will come.
Rien's with it all to do.
Yeah.
Green Soul
No
is
chances.
nice. But
EDG with a super
my friend
clean
is having, two of my
anti-bonus.
other friends are having.
And showcasing that their macro calling can work
It's,
really
okay.
nicely.
Not very great.
Kango inserted over towards his
Comparatively.
alt orbit A. And then as Boo opened door and went for the Prowler, I don't know whether they thought it was completely clear on A, or whether Wu wanted just to check the alt orb spot in that small timing window he had. But either way, they just gave it the first kill incredibly easily.
Mine is this one. Wait, I'll send you a link. Mine is.
Gonna have to do better than that.
I want comfy and arm angle change, that's all.
The Odin at work, Boo. Never go with things.
Dr. Luxure.
Deep haunts.
This is their sleep company. You know that, no?
Bullets fire straight back. That's the recognition he was looking for, so happy to spray away. And
that is also good. I'll send you a link to it.
And Chishu does take this timing into rubble early in a ton of rounds. He will sometimes throw in the fake teleport as well. But I think if they went for season aids, like delayed season aids over towards rubble, certainly a chance that they could catch him. And I love this deep alarm bot that you're seeing over towards Mount, because if EDG threatens C, but it's a fake, they're probably not going to break that alarm bot. Here, though, they play just on the outside of it, so Benji will have the minimum amount of time possible to call for rotates. Do they break it? No. They're not going to allow him that time until they hit.
Exactly. Waiting for the util to come back up. Regenerative. That it is. The fault line through. Benji Fishy.
Is there any play to deny Waterfall here? Because otherwise EDG could get spammed.
Yeah, they certainly can. It's a plan. Tucked
Into
the corner.
Green.
No spam at work. No player in position to do such that. It's Heretics. 5 alive versus 5. Trying to play this retake now.
Planting for Mount, but playing on site.
Yeah. Controversial. EDG, we'll see if it pays off now. Gonna try and hold this one back. Overdrive. It's already unleashed. Smarky tucks himself up onto the high ground. Perched away. Damage has definitely been done, and a weakened Boo can do no but scurry.
Which one that down, last one?
He's got his mind set on something he will
Which one? What last one?
Beautiful post.
I got that blue and green mixed color.
Retake util and still hold strong. I thought maybe it was going to be a two-wave post plant where they force out that utility and are happy to drop back to mound. They never even had to get back into that second wave. Heretics are going to need better plant denial than they showcased us just there. Only Benji on site. He really needed help from Rienz.
Hey, Green Soul is also reduced,
but Chishu's in, Chishu's out.
I'll check
Really,
it.
even that small
Vision
not
Pro,
finding too much value.
that is nice.
Snaps the tab.
Otherwise, Assassin,
better
that
end
is
of
nice.
that. I think you could probably
Below
say
that
the
and all
attack-
waste, Green Soul.
Because even though Chishu's burnt both of his teleports and taken a bit of damage, you've used the season the nade.
Those are big tools. Even to
It's
delay
in
your
liquid.
playing.
This is almost 30k on.
Making sure you can deny plan. Horn broken. Doesn't really tell them a whole lot. Could be one player, could be many, but actually they do have the info. Rian's the deep push and control over towards C Mound. They know it's either towards B or A.
Yeah, the last one. Last one.
Nobody is constantly involved in trying to sell the fake. If you see nobody like this,
It's also open.
look, they re-clear it.
Yeah, Heretics are straight on the money. They know what's up. Kang now trying to lead the charge for the rest of his team. They're a smokes though. Drop down in position, Boo! Just lights him up. Kang heads potentially rolling. Woo!
Not audio here.
Beautiful shots, all rattled away.
These guys what da? Sheriff, they are not missing only.
Rienz though with a quick timing, unexpected flank.
They're better than me, bro.
Simon's watching for it, trying to bait it out.
Haven't committed. Rienz is giving that now as a chance for the 1v1. What is going on?
Ada fine.
Gonna miss. Position is revealed. Classic in hand. Rienz just cannot escape.
PH now on these guys are running.
Oh, you see the
Once
right
again.
smile there.
Hello.
Face palm from Simon.
Oh boy.
That was an outrageous whiff. Almost a full clip of whiffing.
No.
From a guy who we have seen, I think, choke a bit under pressure at times here on the big stage in this arena.
Oh.
He's 5 and 12 currently.
Bro,
All the
that's
utility still looks
Majat
perfect
ye
from him.
full zero
But
होंगे
sometimes he
लेगा.
just can't quite wrangle the rifle, and you see him here getting
Rara.
bumped up by the rest
नहीं
of the
तू
team
एक
too.
काम कर तू Google पे ला जा.
This time it's not a
मैं
disaster. This
बोलता
time they can smile
रहा
about
ते
it.
Google पे ला जाओ ना मोबाइल रिचार्ज
Maybe
लगा.
their dreams will turn to nightmares if those kind of situations happen in a big round.
For now for EDG.
नहीं तुझे करे ते any desk खाई के ते delete करो ना class.
Leads of the map.
And they actually get ults online earlier as well, bro.
मोबाइल रिचार्ज ला
Got
click
this,
कर.
Nightfall, Rolling Thunder, two big tools to try to, honestly, I think play in the post plan almost to make sure that you have spike committed, because the way
Stefan
that
लगा
Tactics are playing right now,
6361.
it's quite
Die,
passive.
wait da.
There's a big committal. Side by side, mini boost right there as well. I can break this one. Rolling Thunder connects onto both of them. Trying to get the hell out of there, but he's revealed up. Horn. My goodness, the counter spam is perfect.
Great coverage.
Reinforcements did arrive in time, and Heretics enough to get that initial player advantage.
And I like the change of it. Heretics really looking like they're fighting over rubble there, forces that Rolling Thunder out. Now they're in a great position where you actually can sit back a little further.
Ult's going to be used. Luke's looking for info. Cleared out, broken. Heretics getting a very good idea that this is going to be ending over towards C.
I don't think they have just yet. They're 4 players stacked on A, expecting the re-hit.
They should have, potentially. Maybe hoping that the Utils enough to delay, but Alarm bot, Nana Swarm going to be broken here. And a
Benji's waiting for this plant.
He is. Nobody tucked to the corner here, an aftershock just to try and at least buy them that peace of mind. A bit of spam, stray bullets. No kill. Notice sight.
Nobody doesn't plant in the corner. He plants a little off.
Who's going to be offloading the ult of his own? Nightfall scatters and connects. Gets the mark onto 3 of them. No more sound cues for the majority of them. Satchel through and abound as well, but a bullet attack slowing them into their approach. The onslaught is occurring, and Heretics looking to barrel their way through. They take control and even out that scoreline straight to the top of your screens.
Done that.
Wo one HP you see, one literal one.
Hey, I'm streaming. You're telling phone number.
Ready to do it. 2 players outside C as the plant went down. They were lucky to get away with this early skirmish, though.
Santa Claus game.
Hey man, bro, I'm really proud of myself.
But yeah, I agree with what he's saying. I think that fight, the like feigning that you're going to fight really heavy over that spot and drawing out the breach ult, super important. Benji's 1 away from getting his ult online. Smoggy too, actually. Team Heretics expecting that big fight over rubble. They get Wu posted, and now they're looking to reinforce over towards C. Benji can't play the retake this round, at least not as easily, not without his ult. Alambot retracted actually as well, just saving that one.
Yeah, I mean Benji, he's already got the acknowledgement. He knows it from the bullet spam.
He definitely knows.
Like, why did he save his alarm bot?
BDG looking to try and send it now. Nana Swarm drop down towards the feet. Here's a lot of util going to be used in kind. Boo! Only with the one. Firepower straight back at them. EDG decimate the defense.
with 2 being found from Kang as well.
Save, save.
Still continuing to carve into these sites.
No, they are cash. No cash. Save panda.
Woot and Miniboo make anything of this. It's a 2v4. But he ults online for Miniboo. There's chances, but it requires the impetus, a kill to be found at least. But with Woot dropping, chances dwindling, and yeah, return of the fire, swing.
They could have saved, no cash.
Back. A lot's been made of the comparison between Kang and Aspas because they played in the upper bracket final. They played many times before actually too. But when you watch Kang play, what's striking to me is that there's such a massive difference between those 2 duelists. Kang a bit more similar to Miniboo, although with more of a flair for individualism. And it makes me think about what Heretics have recently been saying in a lot of their press conferences. Neil was asked in the aftermath of them beating Leviathan, of course both teams have in this arena, how do you deal with Aspas? And Neil, the coach for Heretics, said, well, actually, when you look at his play, he's quite a calculated duelist player. You can deal with it. To us, to Heretics, we find the more explosive duelists who just run in there and try to take over a site and take their timings. We find those players.
Bro, news is not news. They'll show.
They'll show. Think of an example that's better suited than Kang?
Or they would have shown. No, they didn't show.
He just described.
Or just.
Neil used Safe as an example, but when you're talking about the matchup here, you can already see that they're struggling to deal with.
After this, they'll show. Usually, they'll show a new agent.
From the first.
And it'll take a mile. He will disrespect you. It's been paying off.
That 1-2 combo of Kang and Chishu.
Bro, we'll
the last couple of maps.
raise for this one, early access really for new agent.
For somebody on Team Heretics to step up and have the same impact.
Early access.
Right now it is spread, and they're just 1 round down, of course.
There's some website. I think we have to request.
Still left to play for.
They'll send mail then.
He's choosing to at least invest now. He does have a stinger in his hands to make it a bit more winnable, but the defensive setup has adjusted. Miniboo.
I will also check. You also check. We'll see.
That's an early opening with Kang falling.
It's very, very tough to hold on to Mound against EDG. They've got really great protocols for this.
They're going to try and reclear.
Yeah. You see the way that they're going to tap door?
Yeah. So Paranoia already sent flying as well. You have to give this one up, and it is respected. Heretics.
Really well done there.
Just pull this util out, now holding, defaulting, drifting back into the crossfire. Setup, he just missed it. I think barely a shoulder, potentially poking out. Ult online, no kill. Chichu avoiding.
Yes, done.
With that one. Dodged most of it, and still found an opening.
Use the ult.
Smoggy's collecting. It's EDG working magic across the map.
What was going on there? It was Boo late on the call to get the Viper wall up. Was Rien's late on the acknowledgement of the comm? What is going on over towards B? EDG have just been granted an excellent route back in.
It's that uncertainty swirling. Heretics players are losing track, but maybe Rien's can answer back. It's 2 found. Instant there with a stun. And a swing once more from Simon, but not dead yet. Need to find some value. I believe Smoggy will have to hunt down some kills. Oh! Chichu punished, and it leaves it down to 1. The rookie.
What timing, bro?
In this series, at least in this map as well, with his confidence, and he's got to do it against Miniboo, Benji. Swap of the weapons. Pass the rifle over to the healthier player. And a lockdown committed. Simon, how do you play this? Forced to press forwards, potentially there. He's overstaying his welcome. Swings potentially. Footsteps down! Simon! You demon in wait! How the hell has he pulled it off? And look at the relief on his face. No elation.
Bro,
to make that one work. He was completely stuck.
Someone did 1v2.
If Heretics had gone in one at a time there, if their spacing hadn't been quite as tight, they had around the rest of his team. Cannot believe it. He's just given them the map.
EDG up to 11. Ult in the back pocket of Simon.
Will Killjoy die? No.
And Miniboo, hard committed. Trying to try and clear his way through, but he's straight up in the air. It's Clay Pigeon shooting, and Kang not to be denied.
Oh my!
He's cracked the site wide open.
With
rifles in hand, the EDG catapult themselves up to 12. There is
Boya,
nothing that Boo is
sir,
going to be
boya.
able to do about this. And Benji used his huge retake ult in the prior, and it ended up working against them.
Rabbit gun.
A tragic end to Lotus here for Team Heretics by the look of things. They would need some magic to get this one to overtime.
Jump spot.
It's going to be 12 for EDG. As you said, you need that magic. Heretics have not come up with the answers.
Imagine there's no sound, they would have cross-dependent.
It's dominance. It's a 4-piece in that round.
The way that he's supported by utility, there are a lot of teams that have moved away from the idea of setting up one big star player to go in and dominate.
How accurate it
But
is,
I
bro.
think EDG
Sliding.
are showcasing that with the right supportive elements, it really can work.
This man.
Ian's rocked.
DJ Yuda.
Has the ult online. Do you go for that committal at the start, or do you wait to see if EDG pressure C?
Enna comedy na? If you walk and shoot, no accuracy, Chips. If you slide and shoot, accuracy.
Heretics trying to dig deep once more. EDG straight over towards B. Overdrive by Kang. He's earned that one well. A bit of random spray straight through the smokes, cleared out most of the avenues. So nobody with the plant down. Kang holding it down still with that paranoia. The stun! Disrespected. Miniboo takes the fight straight to him, dropping him down. He's there! Lying in wait once more. It's all collapsing. Have no more chances.
What are you people doing?
Rians would have to pick up the pieces. He'd have to pull up a miracle. A double up discipline. EDG have a chokehold onto the site. 13-9. Lotus is theirs.
What a sick finish to this map from EDG. And I think when you look at those final few rounds and how tight it was the entire time on this map, you have to give credit to Simon. That 1v2 and his calmness in that moment has just delivered it for EDG.
And now one map is all that stands between EDG and making history.
This guy is full pressure. They should reset and come now.
Come back.
Huh?
I'll come back.
Hello.
Hello.
How long da?
Hello.
How long da? Mr. DJ. DJ. DJ.
Hello, I'm Team Heretics player. I mean, I'm happy that we won today. I felt really calm today. I felt really comfortable playing on stage, like in front of a lot of people. I felt like we are in Berlin office, just chilling another day, you know, like it was good. I want to prove people wrong, that I'm better than people think I am. No one believed in me, but I pushed myself through, so I guess like proving people wrong. But when I like joined this team, I just wanted to win not only for myself, but for the people I work with.
So singular and focused. Minibu already sent away, but Boo stuck around. Punished King, and now no way! Minibu double back. He went back to Jack. Doesn't leave Boo to fight alone. And look at the absolute mass of bodies left over towards Elbow. It's on Aspas and Cop to try and find some threat here. Try and close the gap. And Minibu, oh my God, so evasive. Minibu, you are absolutely brilliant at this.
I saw the boys getting into the grand finals in Shanghai, and I felt a little bit uncomfortable, but I was really happy for them. And going through, I was like also expecting to make grand finals in champions, and here I am now. And I told myself I want that too. And now I'm in champions finals. I'm not ready to call myself the best duelist in the world, but there is still so much to prove. This is just the beginning.
My oh my, we are turning up the heat in this grand finals best of 5. I'm your host Yingsu, and I'm back here with Kukuka. I've got Mimi on my left as well, and one more very, very special guest. Give a warm welcome, guys, to Kaplan, coach of Sentinels. Thank you for being here.
Having me. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Now, earlier, Zelsus was here, and he was rocking a Sentinel shirt. So, you know, I asked him why he was wearing that. You got an EDG shirt on you.
You know, I made the claim they would win today. I just wanted to say Jayo a bunch, practice my Mandarin. It was a no-brainer for me.
He's back in it. How are you guys feeling after that, man?
I mean, I feel like this is such a massive win for EDG. The bounce back was ridiculous on that second map, but here that second half they were completely in control. The mid-rounding to start off was looking ridiculous.
Yeah, one thing I was really impressed by was it's you see a lot of these instant A controls on defense on Lotus. It's hard to want to do that against EDG because they have really fast B hits with their comp that normal comps can't do, with the clove smokes and being able to open the time. They've loved throwing little A fakes into B in the past. So, you know, usually you can kind of play further back, go to where they're making noise. They're a very scrappy team, right? They played super confident in China. But I think what separates a good team from a great team is being able to self-ante. Be aware of your own issues, your own things that an opponent's going to look at. And this time around, EDG played way slower rounds early attack half. They would like get too inserted on A, they'd go back to mound, they'd wait till like 30, 40 seconds left to hit. And like EDG last year, I just never would have seen them do that. And having prepared to play their own Lotus earlier in this tournament, I would not have expected that. So to see them be able to get kind of nerdy, methodical, slow, relax on a grand final stage, I really think it shows how much they've leveled up this year.
And at the end of the day, they're getting the best out of both worlds, right? Like they've managed to find a mid-term between being very aggressive, especially also on the defense. Sometimes they will triple down on being extra aggressive if they know they're going to be countered, and sometimes they're going to do do something completely different. So it's on that boundary of just preparing against yourself.
And we got to address Simon. What was that in the lockdown? What happened? That clutch was ridiculous. I mean, literally one more second, he's locked down. He guaranteed loses the round. But instead, he pulls that one off. And it was just that one impressive moment for Simon. I think while he hasn't had incredible stats this tournament, he's been so consistently impactful with his utility, especially when he's playing and Kung is on that Neon. I think his on-the-fly utility, especially with how Breach does, is really good to adapt to where Kung is pathing, find that next fight, preempt that with utility, and set Kung up to thrive in these opening kills. He's been involved in already 35 opening fights in the 3 maps this series. That's more than the rest of the team combined by far. What did you make of him? You impressed by him?
I'm impressed. Look, on Haven Attack, he messed up a plan. He looked nervous. Rookie year, IGL change, like grand final stage. And to go from that to I'm just going to stand in this lockdown and just be ice cold. Like, mid-match on that grand final stage. That's no joke. That's not easy.
What a chat. Give him a spray for that. Get that in the game. Get that in the game. But it's time for our Verizon high-speed moment. And this was Chichu's ace. As the president of the Chichu fan club.
Yes, that's me.
What did you make of this?
I think that it was beautiful, unexpected, the way that he just verticals across, getting the boom bot, how he dodges the prowler. He literally gets everything, 3 kills in the matter of a second. He goes up with the last one. I love that we also get the slow-mo to see it again, because you think it is just Chichu on the side defending it. You already know that he's playing on tree, and it doesn't matter, there's 4 people coming for him, because sometimes he shoots back.
Well, here's the thing though, can EDG close this out? We're heading to Bind. Do you have faith?
I think they'll do it, but I think they'll do it in 5. Look, you know, like Heretics, they had to come right in after another match. EDG had time to prepare, but what comp are Heretics going to play? Are they going to go back to the Gecko, you know, the Gecko fade? Like, I think so, probably. You know, there's not as much preparation EDG has. It's more of like a team play, brawly fight map. I think that's Heretics' strong suit. I think Heretics can take this one.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that it is a very good point that you're bringing, because that's what happened on Haven. Probably EDG prepared for the previous composition. They were expecting to see the Sage and the Gecko and whatnot. They got something completely different. Even though it's a comp that you would usually see on Haven, they were not prepared for the macro of it. Now with Bind, Heretics has the chance to do the same, and they need to do it if they want to stay alive in this grand final.
I think if there was something to keep them in this for EDG to close out in 4 maps, it would be the performance that Kung is having right now. He's always been so good on this map. I think especially when he is playing that Raze, the way he's pathing into these sites, he does such a great job of isolating those site anchors and providing a ton of value for his team here.
This is the other thing though, Heretics, they took down Gen G on this map. Would you like to see them do the Asher Yoru stuff again, or maybe, you know, revert back to what they were doing before?
I think you get away from the Yoru. It was a really nice answer to the Cypher, but they, you know, like, you can play so much faster with other comps, and I'd love to see him speed it up and get a little more scrappy.
Do you think that's what they need to do against EDG, just speed things up and maybe disrupt their tempo a little bit?
Yeah, I think Bind is all about team fights, just less about individual confidence and just team fighting with utility, which I think Heretics are incredible at, so I think if they lean into it, they'll have it.
Yeah, it did surprise me a little bit that I felt like when EDG slowed the game down, they looked actually quite a bit better than Team Heretics when it came down to that mid-round situation. But you're absolutely right that they have been defined by the team fighting for Team Heretics, but that has also been the MO for EDG in the past. But I feel like that's not true to the same extent with this current team. We have seen some of the moments where they're in those team fights, it gets a little bit sloppier. It doesn't feel like the coordination between the players is quite as perfect as Team Heretics just shown this event.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever they have in store, it has to be good, it has to be clean, because right now, Kukuga, it feels like all the momentum, the confidence are on the side of EDG. Oh yeah, totally. Like first map, yeah, Heretics started off super strong, but they bounced back in incredible fashion in something that was their home ground. If there was some preparation, and Heretics is to keep their composition, we can expect this from EDG again. Also the confidence, so many individual plays, so many 4Ks, aces that we're seeing from their side, makes you feel like every single round is winnable. And against the team, getting that feeling against the teams like with Heretics with so many individual stars makes you a winner.
After losing those 2 maps in a row now, after having a great early lead to the series for Team Heretics, what do you think the conversation is like with their coach right now to bring them back into this final?
I mean, you get to walk away going, look, we lost on their pick. We have time to reset this. Probably throw a little strategy talk of how you can surprise them, bind a bit. And at this point, I think as a coach, it's nice because you can just call on the players and empower them by saying
Hello,
you've already had experience on these stages. Because they have, right? They've been, they played in a grand final in Shanghai, so they ought to know what they're doing here.
But it's really important for them to close out, because if they don't, it's another second place finish. 3 already this year. A heartbreaking way to end it in Shanghai. Twice in EMEA. They can't let that be the way their year ends.
Yeah, but if you think about it, the longer the match prolongs, the harder it becomes from Heretics. It looks like they lose that kind of steam. We can also think about the amount of matches, the amount of rounds that Heretics has played just in this tournament is outrageous. EDG has had an easier way here. It's not that they didn't fight it, but doing it through the upper bracket, getting those breaks, getting the wins against the teams that you already know you're comfortable against, makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does indeed, and of course, this is EDG's first ever global best of 5 as well. We don't have any info when it comes to their stamina, how they're going to handle when things get a little bit later. But as we take a look at the agent select, let's see, Kaplan, if Heretics have changed from the Astra Yoru, and they have.
Yeah, it looks like they went back to their tried and true. I mean, they're so comfortable with Gecko. Like I said, very, very brawly map. I think they're definitely, they should feel like, oh, we can pilot the meta comp better than the other team. Let's do it.
They absolutely look like they could. It's been great in the past. I think the biggest question is, did EDG see this coming? Were they prepping for the Yoru instead? And does it even matter? Because EDG is a team that once they get that confidence, once these players are standing up, yelling, winning those clutch rounds, they feed off that so well. And it does feel like they're set up here for a chance to win that trophy on Bind.
Well, this could potentially be the last map we see in this grand final. So Kaplan, please do us the honors and toss it over to Bren and Saisho.
All right, Josh, Bren, I just want at least 1 Jayo each from you this cast. No matter who you're rooting for. A couple Jayos and I'm happy. Take it away.
Listen, that's putting me on the spot with Mandarin. Josh, take it away.
Kaplan, Jayo! There you go. Yeah, I'll root for you.
Excellent.
Now,
Listen.
what a potential final map we have here if EDG are able to close it out, and another spot where Heretics have to dig deep to push it further. I love that the desk was bringing up Heretics BO5 win rates this year. They've only won 2 out of 6 best of 5s that they've been in so far. They've lost 3 of them domestically. They've lost 1 of them in the grand finals of Shanghai. Those are learning moments, but they can't let it slip from them again. Not to a team where it's their first ever time in a spot like this.
EDG are on the cusp. They've already made history for China themselves. The minimum finish. They're looking to carve their place in the history books by being champ winners here. Benji, it's to the answers. Flood defense comes up with the goods. The plant down the Kang has to play around, but smoked off. His team was picked apart. Methodical was the nature. And Heretics now can stick this one. Peace of mind here. There's no chance for Kang. Pissed around for Heretics. That's what they need.
Save the armor here, actually. A pretty unusual situation for him to be in. But they already got the plan down, so he doesn't get punished in terms of the money. A lovely play there with the Dizzy. That's actually really similar to the way that you're going to see nobody defending when EDG are on the defense side. Benji swings through, able to shut things down. I think Heretics should be feeling comfortable here. This is a map that they can turn it around on. EDG have got some dangerous looks. Chichu's pretty aggressive in the way that he controls towards A short. And they like pressuring over towards Showers and B-Long. Tend to fight in those kind of areas with a lot of utility coming through from Simon.
I send it flying forwards here, but it's a season and A. The combo works to perfection.
It's just perfect.
Yeah, age-old as it is. Attempt to shore up. Take your Showers as well, Chichu. Swings in from the side here, in through the smoke is Smoggy. There's danger lurking, but as long as Boo holds his nerve, Able to find it, and yes, indeed he does. So
Even to put it out, the final player there.
yeah, Chichu low enough as well that the chances have dwindled to almost naught, and now finally there. So cross over the line once more. Another round for Heretics. It's 2 in a row with 4 players alive. You can keep it healthy heading into the bonus.
There's another map as well, actually, where I'm going to be taking a look at Minimoo. He received so much praise, and I think a lot of the community is starting to change their mind about their perception of how good he is, to giving him that credit. But he has yet to really come online in this grand final. His performance in the group stage was a little dim. Playoffs, he's been playing fantastically. A massive improvement, like 30% better in playoffs, generally speaking. But I'm waiting for him to have that level of impact.
Oh, the punish. Stimmied up, speed boosted onto the line. They knew that Reeves was going to be making a play for that when the smoke was in their faces.
Nice idea from EDG.
Util, the tools that Dizzy did would otherwise get them that acknowledgement up through B long. Now there's a horn of their own. EDG might be trying to take some space. Up and over, still a smoke in their faces. A season and A that's just about dodge, sidestep.
They can go through the teleport here. If Benji ends up taking down Chishu, expect to see that TP over towards A, and then it really is on Miniboo with Spectre and Nade.
Yeah, has not been given up.
EDG staying flexible in this spot, but without any showers, control or information, it is a gamble to go through that teleporter. That's why I'm saying I think they'll only do it as a last resort. Benji is looking for this fight, though. He is posted really aggressively inside hookah.
He needs to step up to it. Side swing, it's traded. Who's still there? Not knocking front door here. TP immediately. He's going to be cleaning up Chichu. Dropped in 20 seconds.
So he has to leave.
Yeah, that's a TP.
And now these two players are scattered.
Kang trying to catch that. He does. Rotations. No safety available. Not for Boo. Trying to get a run on. Trying to see if they can play this timing well. But already, plan is down for Smokey. Retreats to a bit of safety. Back to Showers. Kang crossfire. Setup is available. All the way up in heaven. Down to the wire, tap already, bullet to the back. Miniboo down, Woot left to do it all. Stray bullets running out. Nothing else to work with, but the sidearm and still finds that one. Still reload, time enough for it. The time is ticking. Thoroughly against him, Smoggy spraying, spam not on time. I mean, Woot 38, 7 bullets, right down. Pistol in hand, Smoggy.
That's a round that very easily could have gone the way of Heretics, though. He converted the bonus. It took everything from EDG there. Even after getting the opening kill, they needed Kang to be able to win that duel against Boo. If Kang had not been able to pick that up, I don't think they have a chance. And there's the reaction as Kang got killed by the ghost. Masticating furiously.
Top of the orb. Kang's trying to punish. Disrespected. Miniboo, he's grabbed it. He's out of there.
And Boo, the danger man from the previous round, who was anchoring B, has now made his way into lamps. This is a spot that he's going to have to be cautious as the orb drops, but could backstab.
Oh, EDG contact all the way. Enough to get the kill there. Bullets flying forwards from Boo. Look at the answer. Testing the defense a little bit. EDG in through A short. Spam and spray. An attempt to deny that plan from coming down, but EDG get that extension that they were looking for. Tripled up. Lamps is a hot commodity.
Rian still has full util. Mosh into Lamps here would clear that out.
Rook sees it, spots it. Miniboo just taking the peek anyway. Mosh over the top. Doesn't clear it out. Slightest of angles to play into, and that window of opportunity is seized. Chichu in through the back. Sidestep again, Benji. Meeting him pound for pound. But it's a 2v3. The hourglass is running dry. It's a tap from Woot. He wants to force them out into the open. No easy access to any of these players. Benji wrapping all the way around. He knows the only option is to run.
Heretics fumble that retake a little, in my opinion. The normal mosh position would cover all of the interior of lamps. The mosh that was thrown there ends up going mostly over towards the kind of entrance to lamps, which doesn't clear out those positions inside thoroughly enough. Heretics now pushed down onto a bad buy. Benji's on a holdover weapon, really the only thing they have to work around. They're going to try a sand crunch. Rien's Dizzy lineup would seem to suggest that.
Things wrapping around.
Miniboo, I think, is trying to stay flexible. He can commit short or through sand.
Use the thrash here on EDG's side of things. Clears most of the way. Retreat back, get some control over towards B-Long. Miniboo through the TP. Must have got a tag for him to make a play like that. They want to run them down. Where they stand, Simon. Gonna be scratching his head on that one.
Miniboo was looking to take a timing because he couldn't stay short for that long. But Kankang's taken one of his own. He slipped into this cubby on B site in front of the Viper wall, and now he can play the rest of his team in.
All over the place! Dizzy! Combines the might, augmented with the showstopper. And Heretics, there's danger lurking around every corner with his squad. That's beauty.
And I was asking when we might see Miniboo have a big play, step up, really feel the tempo of the game. And I think this is the round you point to. He's controlling short with the nade and his sheriff, takes a timing to go through that TP, and then whips it out of hookah. Cranking his crosshair 90.
Deep breaths.
And Team Heretics are now building up to massive ults as well. There is a potential here for Kankang to get his online, and maybe that is incentivizing EDG to go and take some showers control. It looks like Miniboo might want to fight, but normally you'd expect him to be doubled up with somebody if indeed he wanted to really fight aggro. This is
again. No way, he thought the path was clear, Miniboo. There's no way you escape. He does not at that.
And then the thrash comes through to try to showers crunch, but they're not set up for it, and it was too late to bail him out. It's a disaster for Heretics.
No connection, a wasted ult.
Hiding from that boom bot, Brent, just gave EDG the most enormous advantage in the round. And now Heretics forced to take risks. And with the info that plenty of players were showers, they've pushed out B, pushed out Fountain, the fight happening in Cave.
There's a brawl skirmish to take place. Kankang, just the one who gets out, drops down to 1 HP, still lucky to be alive. Vgt Fishy, it's your time to shine. Up and past for the Prowler, latching, has to break it, drops down the Snakebite. He's worried about the fast tempo increase. EDG, though, gonna temper it around.
EDG have more players alive right now, but they do not have good info. They have no idea where Rien's is. Rien's could still be playing in Fountain, he could be tucked in sand somewhere, hookah. EDG are gonna have to be meticulous in terms of how they clear out all of these angles, or just group up together and hope they can trade him.
Yeah. He's going to take point on that. He's on 1 HP, you might as well. Go for some wide swings. See if the team can trade you out right behind you. On for most of the way here. Rien's reveals himself. Look down towards it. Orbital strike. 13 seconds left to plant. That time pressure is applied. EDG have got to make a go of this one. Rebound to the volley, but it just about missed. Simon's still alive. Here's the Nightfall now. Sends it flying, and Kankang went out. Oh, there's some value. Vgt Fishy. Drop down, Rien's knew where he was from prior. Players are stepping up to the challenge here, but he's gonna try and pluck them out of the picture still. EDG troubled up, locking it down, ensuring that Rien's cannot step over that line. It's full control, he's hoping for the random shot, but it will not happen in time.
Heretics did what they could to try to salvage that, but really it was lost right from the start. Heretics didn't realize that EDG were going to make a play for the ult orb themselves. And this from Miniboo, I think, is terribly greedy. He was not close to an ult. It wouldn't have materially changed the round in any way. He just thought, might as well, because my boombot didn't see anything. EDG punished him massively for that bad information. And they even pull out the orbital strike on the defense side too.
Heretics here in signs of life. Dodge, not quite. Benji reveals his hand. It's a judge in play. Simon's going to be hearing that. Making a call to his team. Hooker essentially a no-go. Looks like he might want to make a play for it anyway. As he sees, rebounds, and it does get the connection, but is there any follow-up? Benji playing in front, and again there's that danger! Ults were committed. Benji wasn't fried in the process. The bullets at least did the job before it. Boo, up and over.
This is where Chishu loves to take fights, but Rian's on the other side, and Chishu's taking the timing.
Tested here, Chichu with that timing. Puts a bullet there, straight to the brain of Boo. Smoggy trying to evacuate, knows that they have to try and retreat, but already the timing, whipping it around. Woot, he's caught all the way behind them. If you kill Smoggy, it's a spike drop down. This timing and angle is absolutely everything. Smoggy, he wins out that fight. Chichu, chokehold onto it, but there's gaps into the play, and the pit just plays them in anyway. Dizzy, not broken in time, gets the reveal. Adjustment by Miniboo is immaculate. Eviscerating the opposition, EDG. They can't stand against that.
What a save there from Rian to Miniboo. Woot is going to have his heart in his mouth. He had the entire round in the palm of his hand. He could have dropped Smoggy and lost the duel, and the rest of his team bail him out of a difficult situation. Rian's continues to just be superbly consistent, but Miniboo has really activated. Sometimes it happens. Then fair enough. Sometimes it does happen. You're in a spot to win the round and you whiff it.
The mood is good.
Like I said earlier about Simon's play a few maps ago, it doesn't matter if the round ends up getting salvaged. You just can't let it happen in a big moment. Simon redeemed himself massively on Lotus with the 1v2 he pulled off. I'm sure Woot will have his spot.
EDG going to be taking a tumble here with the money. Kankan's got rifle in hand. He's the one who has to do the work if there's any chance in the round.
I'm always drawn to where Chishu is playing on the map. He's so aggressive with these lurks, and if you give him 1v1s, he's incredibly good. I'm watching him play over towards Shower here, wondering if he's going to look to play off the rest of his team's distraction, because he takes early backstab timings. If his team are pressuring short, he's going to swing almost immediately, and it looks like Woot looking to clear. Yeah. All right, that should at least give them some idea of where the danger is.
Watch the live, but Miniboo now is going to be under an immense amount of pressure. Woot's going to be covering. Fire over the shoulder. Still trying to lock down that Shower's control as well, but revealed up. There's some danger here still. Sees, connects. They see the tether into the corner. Chichu. It's a nasty one. Pulls it back from the brink, but not before he is toppled. Amps control. Once again, putting the premium. Simon, what is that, man? Matters into his own hands. This rookie is lighting them up.
He's
going to be joking.
Hello.
Hello.
What is that?
Round from Simon.
தெரியாது இந்த மேப் யார் வின் ஆவாங்க லோட்டஸ் சொன்ன மாதிரி க்ளோஸா போச்சு இது வின் பண்ணிட்டாங்க EDG இது மோஸ்ட்லி TH வின் பண்ணுவாங்க
இப்போ யார் எல்லாம் ஈக்குவல் ஆகறாங்க இப்போ
இல்ல EDG லீடிங்
2-1
I think it's pretty fair to say the pressure seems to be off his shoulders at this point.
இது TH வின் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்
ஓ அபேஸ் லாஸ்ட் மேப் இல்ல
especially coming out at the back of that 1v2, he's willing to play loosely and make the plays, take the timings. Heretics have the ult, but no
EDG win பண்ணிட்டாங்கடா
time for EDG to take charge. I like that double face.
Yeah, almost at the punish.
And again, Chishu looking to try to take space off the back of it. As his team pulls those three players to B, it softens up A and maybe allows Chishu to find his one. Boombot sails past again. That bad information for Miniboo.
It's costed them rounds. Boo aiming to hold them back. He hears that jump spot. Snaps to the side. No shots on target though from Chichu. He can't reveal his hand here. Here's pretty deep flank. Woot. Or in hand. Retreat. It's an open angle, unaccounted for.
I like this pause though. You've already killed the Smokes player. If you wait out the Viper wall, they've got nothing to be able to stop you. Woot's really the only danger player here, I think.
Gets the info.
Then again, this pit is actually going to be a little difficult to get through. I'm surprised Benji invests this. 4v5 with only a Sheriff.
Yeah, Woot's got the info. I think that they're all trying to make their way over towards B, and they're already holding this down, missing the shots. Needed to be towards the dome anyway. And TP's putting a squeeze back onto him. Still, Kang. Maybe a bit of miscom.
Miniboo has ult.
And
This round should be over.
It's theirs for the taking. Showstopper unleashed. Let loose onto the feet. Nobody did not stand a chance. Lona Smithereens reveals up and counting. 6 seconds left. There's no plant inside. Swing bang. At least the pendulum. Take control of the map.
Chalk up another 4v5 win for Team Heretics there, but I did not see that one coming. We've seen it all throughout the tournament. They're amazing when they're a man down. But here, they were rifles down as well. No smokes player on defense. The ults ended up closing it out, but really, I think a lot of that is to do with the space that Woot took over towards A, letting them know that it was B. The pit scared EDG. They did not want to fight into the eco weaponry. I can understand why as well. From EDG's perspective, you're thinking, all right, there's a pit down. They probably have a bunch of stingers. Why would we want to go in there?
Exactly where it thrives, close quarters.
I mean, it wasn't. It was a sheriff. It was Benji with a sheriff to make himself puff up and look big, look scary.
They postured him away into the open arms of Miniboo. And he's been decimating. I mean, he's 12-5 right now. He's top of the scoreboard for his team. Talked about it, you know, like as a player, I think, shining a light on him. He's just been thriving and improving as the tournament has gone on.
Absolutely. If you compare the stats when he was playing in groups to when he was playing through playoffs, there's just a world of difference. Like I said, he's like 28, 30% more damage, even higher in terms of his like kill improvements. He's still playing the same way. He's still getting aggressive. He's still going for those entries. He's still taking that tip of the spear job for Heretics, but now he's hit it. And he's woken up in this grand final, perhaps just in time.
Back and forth we go. Point reveals. 1 to 2, at least 3 towards the tail end. Good information. G going to be taking this one with a much more cautious approach. Kang went away from the ult. I think there might have been a play towards an orb, but sets his eyes over towards Zuka, clears most of it with the boom bot. Broken, they think something's up. Prowler. Bit of a handshake occurring. That's the goal for EDG.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out here. I feel like they've been slowed down in quite a lot of these blind attack rounds, and they haven't quite had enough options available to them when the time ticks down. Here, they're going to try and hit into a site where they've still got Mosh on the defense side. Benji's still got wall up. So much left to get through. Seas, Nightfall.
Exactly.
It looks so tough.
Everything you could ask for if you are Heretics, just trying to bunker down, bolster the defense. And with 23 seconds left, time running short. It's an ult offloaded. Kang trying to get into the mix, into the action, and a fight to be taken, but traded out anyway. Down with the Phantom in hand. It's just that 1-for-1, and the plant from Simon. It's going to go off anyway. There's no pushback occurring. Not from Heretics, not right now, but maybe enough damage has been done. It's a 4 versus 4. Reset into the round. Benji was just watching for any sort of stragglers. Hard committed positions by EDG. It's up to Smoggy to hold them back from the elbow angle. Pixel angle to work with Nade. This is cheeky. Dodges, rebounds, snakebite at hand. Heretics carving out chunks and pieces of the map, but they're being met here. At least the firepower. Chichu cannot spray them down in time. That's methodical by Heretics. Not enough time on the clock as well.
That is beautifully done. Beautiful. Snakebite Nade to take down anybody that was going to be playing over towards that default position. And then Rien's is so damn consistent. Smoggy instantly spray transfers onto nobody as he swings through the Viper wall. He's always there.
Good comes, good.
And he's relaxed as well. He just seems like a great asset for the team in terms of keeping them composed in these moments, not letting the energy run away. They're in control on Bind right now. EDG would need a big thrifty. And I think they're running out of ideas on the attack side. The macro, it's not looking anywhere near as clean as we've been seeing on Lotus, for example, if you want to compare the past map.
Okay.
There goes Chichu.
Strikes him right where it hurts. Chichu's been a player that's opening up most of these sites like we've been talking about with the lurk timings.
He has been playing in those kind of positions, though, fairly regularly, so it's a good read from Miniboo.
Hello.
Positions.
Up
and over to heaven, walking their way forwards. I mean,
no, and Benji is aware that they're getting lamp control right now, but it does.
I
mean, Benji in this spot is going to try and retreat as well. They don't have showers control. Luckily, nobody's there, ready to. Step up straight away. Here's that reload. And Boo just barely ready to wrangle control. No damage done, but Smokey collecting kills from all across the place. Boo seeking to dominate the angle. Make sure the showers is not being recleared into this 3v3. Satchel's overhead has to be broken. The pressure get into them. Satchel breaks it. Dizzy up and over, in through the smoke though. Nobody spamming. And now swarming. Dominating EDG. What a response.
Said they needed a big thrifty, and there it is. They take round 11.
EDG
the first player as well. Jishu fell. I think Benji's spot just ended up being completely exposed there. They couldn't deny Wingman. I think that's such a mistake. If Heretics just make sure that they focus on plant denial on A, they're going to put EDG in really difficult spots. Instead, when you let them get the plant down and get into their post-plant positions, you have a much tougher job at things. And EDG come into this, the final round of what could be the first half of the final map.
Orbital strike for the Thrash.
Yeah, massive ult.
Yeah. Who was holding it preemptively just in case the Thrash was used at the beginning of the round. EDG. No signs of them going for that game plan, though. Simon's going to try and fit his presence. Is the Nightfall going to be enough, though? That's the question. They don't have map control over towards B. Very much an all-in. They don't have map control over towards B.
It looks like they would want to thrash through sand. Does does Boo get the call?
Footsteps.
Not even.
That's true and away. The crossfire setup. It's broken apart to pieces. TP. It's not enough. Miniboo with just the one, but the orbital strike does at least split them in twine. EDG trying to go for this one now. Smoggy with the plant. Back being held. That's Chichu watching onto the angle. Still with control. Simon is alive and kicking. Making sure that the flank is watchful.
I like the smoke, allows them to take backside control, but they've got so much more to do here, Team Heretics. They've allowed EDG in again, plant, post-plant positions, all looking very diligent.
Once up on either side here, up and over, will need to be pre-aimed. Who's on top of it?
He sees two.
Has to be used. Sees up and over. It's dodged, it's missed. Simon with the timing. Summoned up, damaged up, but the molly now rebounds, and it should be good for the cause already. The circle starting to shrink. Time is starting to run short. Chichu denies any chances. And 6-6. Once more is where we stand. Perfect parity between these teams. Pushing each other to the brink.
What a gorgeous wide swing there from Chishu, making sure to isolate the player that was trying to stick it. He's been incredible for EDG across this tournament. And now this Chinese squad only needs 7 more rounds to not just make history, they've already done that, but to win their first time of making it to the finals arena at Champs.
Very elite group. Champs winners, trophy lifters. And EDG would love to secure that spot for China. But even before that, we're going to send it down to the floor. Nice little interview.
I'm standing here right now with 2 special guests. We have Genus, Trent, and Icy. Now, how are you guys enjoying the match? Icy, I know you really enjoyed that opening ceremony.
I mean, it's incredible. This is my first event as a spectator. But, I'd rather obviously be here playing, but either way, it's insane to be here. The atmosphere is incredible. It's just overall great.
I mean, you can hear it, right? What about you, Trent?
I mean, yeah, the opening ceremony was absolutely crazy. I was upstairs, and I could just feel the whole building shaking. It was insane.
Oh yeah, it's a party here for sure. Now you both played against Team Heretics and EDG in the past. How would you compare and contrast rather their styles?
I think both teams have insane aimers. Like, this can go either way, I'm not gonna lie. I had EDG going all the way, I had them winning this, but I think Heretics can pull this back and make it in 5 maps.
What about you, Trent?
I thought Heretics was gonna win at the beginning, but now seeing how EDG's playing, I gotta go with them.
Oh, well, that seems to be how this map is going as well, right? So I gotta ask you guys, oh my gosh, listen to the crowd. I gotta ask you guys, who's taking this map?
I think if Heretics win the map, they're winning the series, so I'd say Heretics.
Oh, Trent?
I gotta go against you, I'm going EDG.
Oh, we got both of you on the opposite sides. All right, let's see who has it. We're gonna get back into bind.
Crowd is
Is it done?
ready to go. You can see you already descended the G2 camp to play.
Watch party ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
And I think that's indicative of this entire tournament.
ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಬ್ರೋ
Last
ಆಮೇಲೆ
year,
ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
this year actually, you came into champions with a dominant team. Fnatic of 2023, Gen.G this time, and Gen.G losing in groups just blew the field wide open and laid fertile ground for EDG's growth here. For teams to go on mad runs like this, and it's been difficult to predict any match at any point here at Champs. You still can't tell which way this one's going. I do agree with Icy. I think it's possible that Heretics can still get back in, though obviously EDG are in a better spot to close it out.
What they need is bind. All Heretics needed to kill, potentially to open up this A site. Right for the taking. Nobody with the spray down, spam shots, no connection, no damage done.
DJ na video ಶಿವಾಜಿ ನಗರ ಮಾತಿದಾನ.
Beautiful shot.
Fight on the flank here.
Benj is going to maintain control of this angle. Simon again, the rookie has to do quite a lot in this spot, but diligent. Calm and collected from almost the entirety of Heretics. The pistol round is in the palm of their hands.
Yeah, major win for them here. EDG did look a little shaky on their attack side macro, which is a wild thing to be saying, considering that they still got 6 rounds out of it. But I would expect Heretics to be extremely drilled in spots like that. This composition offers you so many ways to play. The executes are incredibly difficult. Kankan cannot afford to be giving up first kills like that. He's been the master at putting first kills on his side over the course of this tournament. Let's go.
EDG will support பண்ணுவோம் ஜல்தி முடிக்கலாம்.
Heard that at the end there. Let's take control of this map.
That's actually what Miniboo was saying when they played against Lev as well. It's all about controlling the tempo, making them play to your pace, and that's almost the same opening as the pistol. Player going for a jump peek, nearly punished. But maybe a bit of bait there, trying to see if Team Heretics would accelerate, because EDG were stacking with 4 players on B.
Defense going to get spread apart a little bit here. No longer a stack. Truth. Heretics happy to slow it down. No point walking into your own demise.
Heretics 2 players not buying up in this round as well, so they've got some flexibility. They can afford a couple deaths without it knocking the economy. And I'm looking for Riens to see if he can get the Thrash online. Wood's happy to go and try and take this space. He's just looking for information. He's not worried about dying because he is one of the players with just a ghost. Spots 1, spots 2.
That earlier damage. Knows there's one in lamps. Hold on, twisting, turning, and shots to potentially be found. Smoggy looking to try and push back, dismiss, but still alive for now.
All he needs to do is hold Smoggy here, and the Seas will hold Smoggy very permanently to the spot.
Rooted in place. Enough for his team to collapse onto it for the reclear.
And now, this is where I'd be asking Riens to throw the weapon away to somebody else, you know, put it onto Benji or Woot and go hunting with the pistol.
Exactly. This is good alongside a nade here. Woot's trying to get himself round to the corner, and luckily, enough wiggle room. Born down and out. Pistols in their face. Close quarters is where they're going to be thriving. Jumping through, double tap. Players are dropping. Suddenly, there's chances. Kangang's alone with the rifle in hand. Steady aim. Still a little bit labored, but it gets the job done.
They save 2 out of 3 of the rifles. So EDG do a bit of damage, but it's not going to be catastrophic. and they did manage to get the Thrash online. So even though it looks dangerous, Heretics are in a position here where they could start snowballing away on Bind. Miniboo's going to look to pick up a Judge. That normally implies that you're looking for something pacey. The Thrash making space for the Judge double blast back.
Yeah, putting the nade as well, just in case there is that play happening. Season going to be combined using conjunction. Thrash all the way through, clears the way in the path in through showers. Judge in hand. Lamb's control there, but it's a satchel and a pivot. They want to go over towards B. Chichu, sole defender, and Miniboo trying to ruin somebody's day.
I'm not sure that was the game plan off the rip, but an audible call by Boo. See how well it works. 3 players from EDG still sticking over towards A, thinking that this might be a re-hit. They're dead wrong.
Yeah, spots a lot there, Chichu. He's going to find it hard to try and get the hell out of there, but takes the timing and takes it well. Heretics are the ones who are running out of options.
Yeah, it's very tough for Miniboo to play the entry when he's got a Judge. I think it's time maybe to swap that onto somebody else. Without the blast packs, how are you going to gap close?
45 seconds into the round, no control of A.
If they go for a hookah re-clear straight into the Judge, these are the moments that could just lose you the grand finals.
You're going to hear the hearts break of many of these players, or perhaps just sing in unison, Chichu and Kang. That's beautiful work.
It couldn't have gone better for them.
Spectacular.
There's so much danger going for a play like that. And Boo's now asked to win a 1v4.
This one part easier, but not the follow-up there. Nobody.
How have they got away with that?
Yeah, quick on the clean. Insanity. You're brave to be making it clear like that. You are brave.
I mean, especially when the player's got a Judge on the other side. But Chishu is so clean with it. These shots, these two, the deadly duo. A two-headed Hydra, I think EDG has proven to be over the course of this tournament.
Push pan, finish
and Chishu topping the scoreboard in so many of their maps.
Creeping closer to a potential finish, EDG. Top of the scoreboard, in my opinion, are MVP candidates for the grand finals. At least if you're only looking at EDG. For Heretics, it's up to them to see if they can answer back. They need Bind.
And their play with the Thrash found no value really in the prior round. They got stopped by that Sea's nade. So a good read from EDG as well. And now going exploring again. These are the spots where Chishu is going to look to try to challenge, but I think Benji tends to play these a little safer. I don't think he'll just walk into Kang. But that also means he's not going to clear Kang.
Prowler spotted. Broken. TP long control.
They have pushed back the defenders on B. But Simon, Chishu, they're yet to call a rotate, so still 3 players. The strong site is A. That's where Boo wants to end.
Oh, they're going to be going straight into the maw.
They have not cleared Kang. In fact, I don't even think they know Kang's here. Smoggy to take contact. A Dizzy over the top.
Molly in the hands of Smoggy, and as that contact caught, players are falling. It's a fiery finish, potentially in the A short avenue. Rians has got to answer back. It does so with that shot. Right on target, 2v3. Boo from the side turns into a 2 versus 2, slightly more winnable. Out wide, accounting for it, the horn is perfection. Spam from the box just to finish that task, 8-8.
Heretics were not ready for those final 2 players there. Not whatsoever. Swung out into front sight. Thinking that Chishu and Simon were going to be in towards B. Did not get that. What a setup though. Heretics had managed to take an earlier lurk timing if Boo had really tried to limit test and walk his way through showers early on. He realized that it was empty. Only nobody who was trying to juggle around so that he could support short and shut down the showers lurk. But Team Heretics, with all of that structure and all of that ups are. Now I say that, but it's a sample size really of 1. Because round 15 was when they had the Judge, and I think that in itself caused them the issues. But these are 2 crucial back-to-back round wins for EDG. because it's probably going to give them a third.
It's time for the course correction. Excuse me. You're right. EDG primed and ready to take the lead in this map.
I think the goal for EDG in this round, not just to win, but to try to do it cleanly. If you can save Showstopper, you're probably going to get up to almost all of your other big ultimates. And then you're in a great spot for the next rifle round. And this is how games slip away from you. Heretics had their chance to snowball in that bonus. Are EDG going for a re-clear of Octagon right now? Close range against the eco weapons?
No way.
Just the Prowler.
Stinger confirms it. You do not want to be opted into that fight. EDG smoked off. Disrupts this high low that they were going for.
We've seen EDG rely on their individual fragging to bail them out of some contact re-clears that looked really dangerous. Here's another spot that looks pretty dangerous, to be honest.
This against the half buy, but the information gathered.
You've got 3 spots that you can be swung from, including the teleporter.
Boo's got his util out. Oh my goodness, almost adjusting still. Kang with the one double satchels, committed to try and stay alive. Nobody. Eyes set onto the target. Mosh pit up and over. Now with the nade and the TP's core. Benji! Benji! Can't get the third, but already he's done the damage and now doubled up. Kills collected. It's a swarm and an overwhelming presence from Heretics in through the side and into the back of his Showstopper. This is where it should thrive. Up and over. The shot returned. Bullet to the brain. Nobody with a hell of a task. Gargantuan in nature and a wide swing from Rians. Trades it all in place.
What a round for Heretics. They needed that. They maintained the lead somehow against all odds, with scraps and odds and ends to work with. Not even a smile there for the family. They can't bring themselves to believe.
And I can't blame them.
Well, a small moment that I want to point out in that round as well. What a clutch nature for Riens to stick the plant. For the MasterCard Thrifty, they needed that plant to go down, but Boo pressured early.
Triple swing. EDG might be on that lower weaponry, but there's still that danger lurking every corner. And Heretics are making sure to make sure that they collect these kills.
Fast flank.
No oversight. It is a fast flank. Prowler's going to be dodged for now as well, but Heretics know that they've got open access.
Really nice from Boo, making sure to monitor as the spike was coming in this direction.
Onto it. Wait, they missed the timing. Boo's still holding. Wait, he's down. Hold on, Woot. Forced to pick up the pieces. Can you forge your path to victory, Chichu? With that rifle. But he's just one man now. Dropped down to 5 health. Nade online for Mini Boo. Mosh still available. It's unwinnable.
Yeah, the snake bite too. Every piece of post-plant utility that Heretics could possibly want. In a crossfire setup. Chichu's going to try. Valiantly give his life for it, I'm sure.
There it is.
Benji shoots him in the back.
2-round lead for Heretics. Not giving up hope yet.
What a difference that Thrifty has made. What a huge difference it's made. Instead of being in a rifle round where EDG were 9-8 up, we now find the next rifle round where Heretics themselves are 10-8 up.
Nice, boys. Let's go. Nice dealing with the aggression, Wood. Well played.
Yeah, bro.
I do love the way that Miniboo gives very specific praise to his teammates. You know, he's always got a single focus of something he thinks that they did really well, either as a team, together, really making sure that they keep that at the forefront of their mind. This next round is about to be explosive. 8 ults, and almost all of them with these positions around winning. You don't really get any that are always.
DJ வந்தானா
Press the panic button.
நான் மியூட் பண்ணி வச்சிட்டேன் அவங்க வீட்டுக்கு அத ஃபுல்லா என்ன எங்க ஸ்ட்ரீம்ல கேட்டு
You can overthink it so easy. Heretics could very well just send this full throttle in for the A rush. You have a showstopper to work with. You have an
வாடா THL win off. நான் போயிட்டு வரதுக்குள்ள 10 ஆயிடுது.
Do you think that's the kind of team Heretics are though? I think coming out of rounds like this, they tend to be more measured, more cautious.
Waiting for the idea, seeing if EDG have cooked someone up.
I think generally speaking,
EDG talk wonder.
I think that EDG are more likely to be the team that takes the risk. 10-8 down, even
They DJ, they will give this one, they'll show a new agent.
EDG convert on bind. things they wouldn't have dared to try only a few months ago.
I mean, not only have they broken past their prior limits, at this point, they're dreaming for the whole bloody thing. I mean, this is a culminating moment of the year. Champions 2024.
எங்க போகுது மாலி?
Simon pushed out. So good work maintaining Shower's control at the start of the round. That might be useful, might be important later on if they group up over towards B and need to take the teleport. Simon's going to look to try to re-clear that at the same time as Nobody and Chishu go exploring sand. Both of those areas, though, have no team players. Instead, it's short. It looks like it's going to be a fake B. It's supposed to go then into a real A execute, relying on that previous control of Showers. There's no way that EDG are going to buy that this is really B, in my opinion, because look at the positioning of Nobody and Chishu. They're just full looking at it.
They are. Simon, though, he's playing position. The sound cues kind of boring. If he hears a dizzy, goes his way through. Nightfall is used very preemptively. You can sidestep that one with ease if you're Heretics, but 30 seconds. Time running short.
The fast flank.
Here it is. All emphasis placed onto this. Mini boot. One right decision. Yes, could completely change the tide of this fight. Woot dismisses the dizzy with ease once more. Nightfall stopped, cracking down on his orbital strike. Sprayed him down. Players are dropped on every single angle. Mini boot whips the fight out. And time is barely there to spare. No long for this world. 11 for Heretics. And now they're in the driving seat.
What a game, what a map for Miniboo to come online. 20 kills across 19 rounds. And not just the kill factor, but the manner in which he's doing it. And the kills that he's getting are so important. He gets the kill there to deny Kang as he's trying to put Spike down. Tries to put the Spike down again, swings, kills Smoggy. If he doesn't kill Smoggy, there's 5 seconds left. The round would probably have been over.
Not a Red Bull sponsor
What a time for Miniboo.
Indian streamer sponsor
finals.
Now fast tempo play. Slimmy to evacuate, but we'll be able to escape already. That space is given up. Simon, stray shot, finds a mark.
See
this smoke. Puts the fear of God into you, I think. If you are Heretics, still going to be going for the plant now. Simon trying to get potentially inside that smoke, but no, the plant is not denied.
Team Heretics, they just control no areas on the map.
Yeah. The crowd, and they're going to be pushed into this corner with this flank online, and now they have that knowledge, but some Thrash committed one of their own. Sprayed down. Nobody's trying to at least turn some heads over towards him. His team into the fight, into the fray once more. Chichu striking where it hurts, but yet shut down in a moment. Right when it matters most, Simon has got to do it all. Sheriff in hand, upgrade in front of them. Yoinks it. Up to 12.
This team has dug so deep. It was even at the half. It looked like you couldn't separate them on this map. Heretics have stormed off into the lead. A 4-round advantage now for a team that's been in these spots before. And actually, as the series got deeper and deeper, their play ended up trickling off. They couldn't match the pressure of the moment at Shanghai.
But this is a different Heretics. They've learned from prior experience.
What on earth am I looking at with that Viper ult?
I mean, this is spilling out in all sorts of directions.
Not all people.
If you don't go and clear that, you're worried they're retaking sand control at all times, Kankar.
Do not
expect Benji to be picking up an op in the final round. Kang.
Peak. Couldn't tell if Kang had one of his own or if it was just a rifle in play, but you're not favored there when Benji can just lock it down.
He's so much further away from the corner as well. He's always going to see you first, but Kang relying on his skill to take him over the line. This pit, though, continues to be a bit of a bother. Heretics, by the look of it, want to kind of commit to the B site and then just leave Hookah.
Plays goes for a nose scope, spun down, hello, ults online, Chichu, an attempt to deny the plant. online, but at least collects the kill before the trade is online. Up to 12, and that plant goes off without a hitch. Heretics can feel it.
They know the benchiest market.
He's going to be holding it. Still with that operator. You can't really get active into this moment, but all here in the footsteps. Double back. Simon!
Come on.
Head to a roll, and it's EDG that is, I mean, trying to stay alive into this map at this point. It's all stacked against them. Avenues accounted for. Positions watched, but luck at a draw there. Util out into the hands. Spamming, praying away down to the 1v1. Simon has got to do it all. The tap! And a shot landed! It's not over yet for EDG.
Once again, the newest player comes on clutch. The addition of Simon has added so much to their team environment overall. The way in which but today, and in the group stage of the tournament too, we've seen Simon be immaculate in high-pressure clutch spots.
It's almost unfair to ask it of him. It's a rookie to the team, his first international event ever in the grand finals of Champs.
Come on, please.
But his composure and his aim look clean at the moment. Kang does pick up the operator. It was saved. Got no armor to go along with it though.
Potential tool that they could use. Play by Heretics, and still they are in the driving seat. Nobody tucks himself close, a bit of stray spam, but nobody finding a mark. He's weaving around, dancing around them. Eventually found and dropped. Plants on a line, but none the wiser. And an alternate hand to Kang. Spotting the retreating players, at least hearing it. A pre-fire towards the corner. To no avail, nade, rebounds, damage, connects, it cancels, Rians, he's out of it, Simon's defusing.
Hey, body block pananda.
He's got it all the way.
Body block pananda.
Absolutely spectacular.
What an outrageous play.
Phenomenal
protocol for EDG.
Hey, அது பாத்தியாடா தோசை.
என்னாச்சு என்ன பண்ணா? யார் என்ன பண்ணா?
மாலி இது ஏ சைடுல பிளான் பண்ணாங்க பாவா, ஓகேவா? டிஃப்யூஸ் பண்ண போனாங்க. அவன் திரும்ப அங்க இருந்து இது பண்ணா மாலி பண்ணா.
ரீப்ளே வந்துச்சு.
வைப்பர் அப்படியே ஃபுட்பால் மாதிரி ஏத்தி வச்சான்டா. அங்க பாரு, இங்க பாரு. அங்க படிச்சான். வாசில
நம்மள போறமே. ஐய மாலி வந்து போறா வர.
மாஸ்டா பண்ணாது.
The series, the finals. Still 2 rounds is what they've got to work with. All they need is one.
Look at what it's doing to the fans down there, and imagine how that's echoed in the players. The fans have the freedom to sit there and allow it to affect them. The players have to shrug it off and move on instantly, not allow it. Not allow themselves to dwell on it for even a second. Neil looks stressed though. If they lose a couple rounds, it's going to be overtime with EDG having 4 rounds in a row. Heretics have got to close it out in the next 2, otherwise it could be curtains. And that trophy that they can see between the 2 teams, almost a touching distance away, it would be at least a year. Perhaps you may never have an opportunity like this. Oh,
yeah, okay.
Oh, it's just a brutal moment for it.
Brutal doesn't begin to describe it.
Hello.
Yes.
You're putting everything into these next
coming.
2 rounds. And now time the stewed
and all of the players forced talking to their coaches. Time to sit and simmer on the words, and also just take a look over to the trophy. And honestly, try not to think about what it means to them. Absolutely. What we've heard from both of these teams in the press conference, but Heretics especially, is that they cannot allow matches like this to have meaning. The more you attach meaning to it, the more difficult it becomes to just allow yourself to be in the moment and treat it like any other match. You see Benji there, eyes closed, meditating, trying to keep himself in the zone.
Focused. Locked in.
Have you ever tried to stay focused on a task with 10,000 screaming people around you?
Very, very difficult.
rounds that they're going into truly ridiculous. There's no way, no matter which way this slices, we've got an incredible finish here to champions.
Hey, Sarane.
A different region winning every single
Hey, on-go react
First time seeing EMEA in a Champs Final since 2021 as well. Absolutely.
Out of it for a while, but this is a Heretics team. Polished. Course of the year as well, which, listen, remind you, the expectations for this squad were just absolutely at the bottom. People would not expect them to do as well as they did. They got to Madrid, people were describing their performances, potentially that flash in the pan, but not really amounting to too much, but respectable for rookies. Respectable that they made a good go of it. Shanghai, the drive and finish to the finals, but just within touching distance of that trophy there. Not that one in particular, but at least another one, much like it.
And remember that this is the first global tournament where they've had their full team. You're talking about Madrid.
DJ Grana.
They played both those in Paditech.
I'm
not sure exactly where he is right now in the crowd, in the audience. I assume he's at the VIP seats. Only about 20 meters away from the players. He was once on stage, but once in the grand final, he'll be willing them on with all of his heart to out here on Bind. While most of the other fans in the audience are hoping EDG can bring it back, win cleanly 4 in a row, and hoist that Champions Trophy.
That's what they're all playing for.
God,
What
a time for a play like that. We had a body block play on something similar in the group stage, where someone was able to headbutt it out the way. This one clacking off the shins.
Group player, I think.
We're seeing such great protocols. If we go on to Abyss, if that's the next map we're looking at, we've seen DRX earlier on in the tournament have that denial of the Astropol post-plant setups.
Just individual stepping up in intelligent little ways. Hasn't just been how to take fights, the gunplay, the util. We've seen players
small details.
Shine. Yeah, the small details, minutia. We're right back into it here. Heretics hoping to make this round a turning point.
And this could be everything. If Heretics lose, Benji is not going to have enough money. Woot barely with enough. Depending on plant money as well. Heretics need this round to go their way, otherwise we could be looking at overtime.
Big odds online on the Heretics side. Lots of tools to work with.
So they're playing him with the orb.
Heretics might have taken it. Hook, line, sinker. It's 4 players. Creeping closer, waiting for re-exploration.
இவங்க என்டர் பண்ணா வின் போய்டுவானுடா 3 அல்ட்டுக்கு ரேஸ் அல்ட் வச்சு என்டர் பண்ணாங்கடா 2 அல்ட்டுக்கு கிளியரா ஹோல்ட் பண்ணி வின் பண்ணிடலாம்
renewed refreshed snake bite to answer hard committed
result வந்துச்சு
showstopper right from the Kang skewers them in place. Up and over with a Soulcue's cut. EDG making a go of things. 35 seconds. That is down. Nade and Molly down at the feet. Dropping Boo in place. Woot can do naught but watch on in horror. That's another round.
Kleenex and ரெண்டு ஆபரேட்டர் கில் வரடா.
Third in a row for EDG.
இப்ப சென்ட்ரல் பிளேயர் அவன் தான் நீட்டா முடி வச்சிருக்கான் பாரு அவன் தான் வந்து ஐஜிஎல் சென்டினல்
Heretics might have just lost control of Bind.
உங்களுக்கு டென்ஸ் தெரியுமா டென்ஸ் டென்ஸ் அவங்க டீம் அது
சென்டினல்ஸ்
சென்டினல்ஸ்
நான் ஆர்டர் இல்லையா
தோத்துட்டாங்கடா இவங்க மேல தான் EDG மேல தோத்தாங்க
He's picked it back up a little bit.
Semi-quarter final.
He pulled it out 20% of rounds instead of his usual 11, 10. You see him pull it out again here. When the pressure's on, he's got a skill that few others in the world can match.
Essentially a bargain. Still that danger, but it's all online and they're all grouped up.
Okay.
It's very much looking like an all-in. Horns is not broken. Nade and spam right through the box. Opening kill onto Smoggy, pit in place.
What do you want? What's your problem?
To answer back.
What do you want?
நீதான்டா problem.
What's your problem?
இங்க பாரு எப்படி பாக்குது இதுடா அவனுக்கு போய் என்ன பண்ணானா வெளிய கூட்டி போனான் இப்பதான் போயிட்டு வந்தா மறுபடியும் போனான் பக்கத்து காம்பவுண்ட் பண்ணனே அவனுக்கு அங்கதான் இருக்கணும்னுடா போய் சுத்தி இருந்த கேட்ல உட்கார்ந்து பார்த்துட்டு வெளிய வராங்க போறாங்க
Crashes there alongside us. His players need to be defended. Woot steps up to the challenge but dropped inside. Kang.
That's
overtime da.
Time in sight. And EDG are hungry for it. Trying to will it forward.
Alada. Musta.
ஐயோ
போயிடுச்சு பாவா மாலி வின் பண்ணிச்சுடா
மாலி வின் பண்ணி கொடுத்துச்சுடா டேய்
The tiniest of differences.
அவ்வளவு பேர் இருக்காங்க பாக்குறது.
You know what is the stadium count? Bro, there are no. It is like normal. Every cricket, I could do on the esports side.
To the previous time where Chishu was able to body block the molly.
China, Korea, hey. Allah, anna, para 4 kill ra.
On the same spot. It wasn't blocked. Simon tries to do what he can, but melts away, incinerated, immolated. And the Red Bull carries Heretics forward.
All smiles, feeling good, thoughts and prayers across the board, but we are going to map 5.
Your mom is faster. No feeling. Nada, it was something silent.
Nada, something good, eh? Okay. Okay.
winning eco after eco just to stay alive in this finals.
Yeah, time after time, we see, as you're saying, Heretics really trying to cling on everything that they have, winning those very important rounds. The timeouts are coming in the most important times, but we have to highlight Miniboo just having the best utility that you can as a duelist when it comes to this ecos. On the other side, EDG also got a lot of rounds that they were not supposed to, but my biggest point of concern is those retakes that we were seeing at the end of it. EDG was not really able to win them.
I mean, speaking of retakes, though, I saw also at the start of the game, Team Heretics wasn't doing their fair share of that as well. One of the first attempts at A through lamps was abysmal. Like, you don't even have to go in there, and I know that Sideshow pointing out on the cast about the placement of the mosh pit, but I have to agree with Mimi about how that last round was a big story about how the entire game went. It was sloppy, it was back and forth, you couldn't predict it until the very end, just because it's just individuals shining at specific moments.
Yeah, and speaking of individuals, Miniboo, though, what a time for him to come alive. We heard it from his coach, Neil. He is not just the frags. He brings so much to this team.
Yeah, and we also heard it in the PMI. He wants to feel like he can be the best duelist out there. There's so many conversations about other players out there, especially in his own team, right? But he wants to be part of the conversation. He wants to get this trophy to prove it to himself.
He absolutely does. And I mean, facing Kong Kong on the other side, I think he has to. We hadn't seen as many of those star moments from Miniboo this tournament. I think a lot of it has come down to being very much a system player, getting traded out in a lot of these rounds. But the games where he is still playing that hyper-aggressive style, setting his team up for success, but also winning a lot of those opening duels and having those individual impact rounds as well. When the game is getting sloppy, like you were talking about in this match, Steel, it is really important to have him playing like this.
I was going to say, when you get into these really sloppy fights, I noticed from the side of Team Heretics, they would be fumbling around with their abilities. Like, some people would be taking out ability, like Dizzy coming out or Molly's coming out from Boo, and the only person that's really on point with how they're able to handle that chaos when situations get really messy, Miniboo does shine on top because he's so quick. He has to be as raised.
I mean, as we head on to Abyss, though, I am worried for EDG. Yeah. That is not the way you want to lose on Bind, and you saw it on the faces of those players. They were annoyed, they were angry. Of course you would be in that situation.
It's heartbreaking because you can tell that the pressure is getting to both of the teams. So both of them losing the advantages, losing the ecos, not being able to think through. They already knew that they have a very strong post plan, that they have to deny those positions and they have to do it faster. And moving on to Abyss, it becomes even a bigger concern.
Well, to tack onto that point, it's all about that resilience. It's about, as we talked about, the ecos happening earlier. If you lose a bad round because a Molly gets blocked or because you get ecoed by sheriffs, being able to bounce back and get that next round right after and mentally reset is so important. And we're seeing that from both teams throughout, and we're going into map 5. That's good to have.
No player on that stage has made it to one of these stages before. None of them have made it to the top 4 of an international event in Valorant until they made it here. Sure, there were the earlier moments for Team Heretics when they were playing in Shanghai, when they were losing in that final. But now it's champions, it's another level, and they have to be thinking back to those second place finishes, using that as motivation to come back and really lock in for this final map here.
You can use it as motivation, but again, is the ghost on your back thinking, I already made it to that map number 5. I was here in this position, and the pressure took the best out of me. We're saying they do not want to come second again, but they're clinging to the situation right now. They should be very comfortable about Abyss. I think that the loss that they had against Leviathan yesterday has to do also with the composition and how we're trying to deal with it. But it is not something that we're going to see from EDG.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like deja vu almost. It was Heretics that was on the receiving end of it. They looked boomed on that last map in Shanghai, and also in the previous grand finals they were in as well this year. But EDG, they've never even played a best of 5 on the global stage. I just want to make sure that they're not going to be boomed going to this map.
Well, boomed is definitely not what you want. When I look at these teams, though, and I look at how the games have been progressing so far throughout, starting from that Haven, even especially in that Lotus, how these big team brawls happen. Pound for pound, these guys are toe-to-toe with each other, and it's difficult to predict how things go, and it does come down to these clutch moments. So what I look for in this next map is that endurance race is about how they're able to stay collected and which team is able to build momentum, a string of 4 or 5 rounds in a row instead of just back-to-back or 2 rounds at a time, switching it off.
I mean, we've questioned the stamina of Team Heretics as we take a look at the agent select. Mimi, we know what this comp does. EDG surely will have some answers as well.
Absolutely. I mean, both these comps play a very similar style. For me, a lot of this is going to come down to the mid control. I feel like both these teams, when we saw them play, especially against Leviathan, struggled with how that Harbor comp was taking space in that area of the map. I think providing pressure there is so important to winning on your mid rounds on Abyss.
Yeah, and when we talk about the pressure, we acknowledge Benji's playing on the Cypher, but EDG does not have that Sentinel. We need to see the value coming out because I think that for EDG, this double controller suits them so well. They're trying to replicate a little bit of what they do on Lotus.
When they can slice up the map like this and force the fights, which they have been really good at, that's when things get worrying for Team Heretics, especially at that B defense getting split on from middle. That's what I look for Team Heretics.
Well, this is it. No more room for mistakes. It all comes down to one final map, and the winner will be our 2024 champions. Give it up one last time. Show some love. Here's Bren and Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Excited to get into this one. It's the crowning moment for one of these teams, but on the other side, it will be bitter disappointment.
And if you think about their stories, EDG getting crucified by their fans early this year, failing to live up to expectations, they rebuilt, kicked the door open here at Champs for Chinese teams at international events. They've shown, they've proved that China can compete for trophies, earned that respect on par with any other region. But Heretics, they are the China Slayers. We saw that at Shanghai, defeating all oncomers from that region. And they've learned so much from the Grand Finals at Shanghai. You can see it in the way they play, in their tenacity, rather than the manner in which they fell over in that prior Grand Final.
I mean, there's a certain resilience now about this Heretics team. They know that they are capable of lifting a trophy. It's all about learning from those moments, and they appear to have done just that, bringing us here to Abyss, a defining map in our Grand Finals.
Look at how EDG takes space on this map. It's all about the smokes. They smoked over towards B and A main, normally where you would see defenders put the smokes, just so that they could take control. And that recon dart also gives them priority onto angles.
Priority almost paying off. Minibu has to activate the dash. Dropped down to 1 HP.
Benji gonna get challenged here.
He's holding the slightest of off angles here with a knife. Activates the cage. He's going to be hiding in this one. Here's that timing and strikes right where it hurts. Kang removed. Chewing up these players as well, but he's just got to try and survive with the flash in his face through the backside control. He can lay claim and lay waste, but Chichu is doing exactly that on the other side of things. A, cracked wide open. Rotations are forced, and damage still yet to be done. Nobody. He's creeping, crawling forwards, finally reveals his hands. He's using the dart to try and get ahead of the timing, but he's dropped instead.
That's way too aggressive for nobody. It's just giving away the advantage.
Oh, but Smoggy's there. Minibu! The return of the fire, the return of the shot to 2v2. Anyone's game here for the pistol round.
Nobody's distraction, though, has given these players so much space to go and play with. Chichu's post-line position is ridiculous. And somehow Minibu and Benji are reading into it. They're slowly clearing this.
Slowly clearing, but damage needs to be done. Benji Fishy doesn't account for Simon. Once more, this rookies in a team closes out a round, a necessary one.
It's a bit messy for EDG, but you can see the game plan working fairly well. Oh, what a time into a court inside. Astral plane there. Boo completely caught off guard. That's the same kind of timing that Boo himself likes to take on the lurks. Surprised he got caught by that one. Look at that, smokes being thrown. Astra smoke on B main, Omen smoke on A main. Makes it very, very difficult for Team Heretics to contest these lines early on. And then when they hit the sites, they can still use the Astra stars as util, like stuns in certain areas. You can stun nade, stun shock. You'll still have enough smokes. The weakness of the composition, of course, is that they don't really have that flank watch, and it's something that they had to adapt to over the course of the last time they played Abyss.
Well, Benji makes a good go of things. Chichu saved by the concrete.
Take flight.
Nobody going for that reclear out through mid. See if they can take some space. Boo himself looking to potentially take that timing, but no. Instead the stack over towards A, which the gamble will be incorrect.
EDG looking like they're going to get a fairly easy opening here on Abyss the first couple rounds. Dodging those thrifties that were nightmarish on Lotus and Bind, actually.
Yeah, it's going
Both
back and
teams
forth all
running
the time,
into it.
right? Yeah. Weapons dropped off. Chichu doesn't want to risk going down here. Hands it off over towards Simon, goes for the plan as well. He's going to be close. Big ult there. Cosmic Divide. One away now. Chichu can go hunting.
The Cosmic Divide is massively impactful on this site as well. Actually, on both sides. Throwing it down to be able to get cheap.
Last player standing.
They realize it. Saunity was one away. Yeah. Make the percentage play.
They want to make sure that they deny that ult. I think it is the right play in that moment, actually. Yeah, you don't deny any situations, deny any like shields or anything like that, but the likelihood of you actually being able to do a lot of damage when you've already given EDG full site control, pretty unfortunate. Kind of callous though to send Dizzy in there as well. No need for that, in my opinion.
Dizzy doesn't do to deserve that. No retrieving that here, bottom of the pit.
Yeah, the real game begins now though.
Yeah, Mini Boot, rifle in hand, alongside Woot. It's a double up, I believe. Hilo set up, and they're going to try and catch this corner with a recall star. Shot that 2 alongside that flash. This is a little bit precarious as well. These players are going to be trying to meet their match. Hold him beside there. Kang seeking to dash into play, but already dealt with. Dart into one of the players. Woot is tucked. It's at the tipping point here, but he's able to escape in kind.
Yeah, well escaped actually. He was under a huge amount of util pressure there. I like the idea from Heretics. They doubled up on the ult orb, thinking that Chishu was going to play around for it.
Right there.
Uncertainty though, but orb's going to be picked up. Knife is broken. Miniboot is low enough still. Trying to at least remove one of the heads of these players. EDG do not like what they've seen. Still, they don't have control of the map anywhere else. They're grouped up here for very much an all-in over towards B.
I think Miniboot's got to be hitting those. If people are walking into his crosshair, you have to be good for it. This is the final map of the grand finals of champs. You cannot let free kills escape.
Boo. Great timing on the swing. A little bit labor with the follow-up. Unable to achieve second kill that he was hoping for. Stars rejuvenated. Mini Boo. Talk about heating up. And he will turn up.
Back with a vengeance.
I have the spike.
An impossible task for Smoggy here. We're seeing quite a bit of EDG trying to sneak through along this back pillar route.
10 seconds left.
The more damage he does, the better it is. But he's not going to be able to get even the plant down.
Well,
I mean, he'll go for it for the money, of course, but not to extend the round.
Into the tail end. Not the worst scenario.
Yeah, it means though that he has to keep the Guardian. Oh no, he gets the upgrade at the end as well. Not bad. Yeah, this is what I was pointing out though. Kang looking to try to jump into B along that cliffside is a little unusual. Great shots from Miniboo. He needs to be playing well. He was fantastic on Bind. Really stepped up for them. One of the biggest reasons why Team Heretics were able to deny EDG the trophy, at least for one more map. Team Heretics, though, had a huge defensive anti-strat to try to deny Chishu the ult orb. Well, now he has it. Now he has the Cosmic Divide. What is Team Heretics' game plan around it? We're seeing teams try to put smokes down so that they can walk through the Cosmic Divide. That's normally what teams try to run.
EDG trying to ensure that map control is still potentially theirs, or through, just in case there's somebody getting cheeky. Shock Dart gets rid of the cam, so it's exactly the intent. Remove the question marks, or at least create them on the side of Heretics. Make them re-explore.
And this area of the mid is so important if the attackers are able to take it. It cuts off those defensive rotates.
Tag onto the one. Smoggy's ahead of most of this. Primed and ready. Good pounce being double held, and while the Dizzy gets that acknowledgement, connecting shots here for Smoggy. Realizes his back is open. The paranoia has to be let loose. Unleashed Dart up and over top. Spam potential.
might be there. Woot will just lock that one down. Crouched up, finds the angle, but an open B side as a result of it. It's all about whether EDG can find that spacing, and already in through the back of the site. Unexpected Woot. Let's not get punished though. Flash up and over towards the top. It's gone 1-for-1 with the kills, and Simon, goodness me, Benji, able to respond. Flatlines him, brings it to that 1v2 to clutch. They'd love to win. Nobody offers up the kill anyway. 7 bullets remaining. Chichu knows to play his life.
And as he backs up, this is going to be a tough situation for Benji.
Definitely is. On top of it, Tap to force out the first round of this. Position to be played. Cam catches it! And Chichu catches a bullet straight to the dome. Benji pulls off the almost impossible.
2 years ago, this guy was here as an influencer. He was invited to come and attend champs to kind of introduce his Fortnite following to the game that he'd started to play. Did he rely?
So good. You're very good. You're a very good player. I'm proud to play with you.
Did he rely on his following and his clout to get him into a big team? Did he surround himself with stars in Valorant? No. He grinded tier 2. He got himself onto a rookie squad. He wanted to prove himself, same as anybody else. My God, he has been.
Yeah, hard work has followed this Heretic squad all throughout this year. Polishing their play, honing it. It's a deadly edge to this Heretic squad. You can feel it now with all the experience that they have got themselves in. Shocks close to cleared away once more, but it's Trip. Lay it down at the feet. Cosmic Divide will ensure that they don't get spammed down. That's precarious. Kang drifting off to the edge there, but the plant should go down without any problem. Simon lays it down onto the floor. 5v5 still, and the flank is being watched ever so slightly. Still, there's that uncertainty you can see. Heads on a swivel. Minibu's scared of the punish.
Yeah, the start not being laid down here on the spike, actually. Whoa, they did not expect Kang.
Kang's laying claim towards the back of the side. Nowhere clearing. Minibu has to strike. Spraying down. Survival is necessary.
Chichu.
Enough for the fire from behind. Rian's now sticking. Pull is late. Half already. And up onto the flank. Chichu has brought him an opportunity. And no one can stand against that.
The two Smokes players pinching from either side. Shutting things down, showing you the power of this composition that EDG has brought out on Abyss. Chichu was so far away, properly baiting his team, but in a way to play for that post-plant clutch factor. I think EDG needed that one after what Benji had done to them previously. It's also knocked the economy though of Heretics. Even though Benji won the prior round, he was the only player that stayed alive. EDG's economy looking good. No command available too.
Plenty of action up through mid. Minibu might be unaccounted. Bladestorm in his hands, flash in his face.
They definitely seen him in this spot though. The question is just how you deal with it. I'm not sure that you really can. You can obviously stun this position. If it was only Minibu on his own, you could easily deal with it. But you're worried about other people swinging off his contact.
To get himself out and to play this one, a full 5-player hit. Dart up and over. Peace of mind towards the back of the site. The plan. Nothing to deny it here from Heretics, but up onto the flank, Minibu has to be the playmaker. Smoke's fading. Kang hard committed. No one to play off of him. Looking to take these angles. It is risky. Play like this, forcing them out into the open, updraft dash and away, but somehow missed the mark in the timing. EDG, they contain the flank, but the flood is now through. Heretics out through the back now. Smokes and Stars placed down, trying to divide and conquer in through the map, but Chichu again. It's a 3-piece into the round and Simon to end. 4 rounds now for EDG.
It's looking even better than the last time we saw them on Abyss, in my opinion. EDG had already demonstrated that with this new composition of theirs, they've got a lot of nice execute ideas. They've got good post-plant ideas too. But what they're adding in here is the macro concept of that little pressure towards mid that we've seen on other rounds, the post-plant flank, the awareness. And it's scary if a team like EDG is getting better on a map as the tournament goes on.
Oh yeah.
When it's the decider. And Heretics, they have struggled a little bit here, but I think a lot of that they put down to playing against the Harbor that Leviathan had brought out. The thing is, Lev were using the Harbor to go and take mid control, and that's kind of what EDG are looking to do in some of these situations as well. How do Heretics respond?
Absolutely. EDG themselves as well had to adapt over the course of a series on this map. On this, they came up with the right answers.
Buddha has an ult in the back pocket. This is Team Heretics with the timeout. They have to stop the bleeding in its tracks. It's the last map of the Grand Finals, the last map of your year.
Incredible that you've even managed to stretch the year to this length, though. These are our last two teams remaining. And you might have been able to see it coming a little based on Team Heretics' upsurge at the start of the year and their Shanghai performances. EDG have come out of the blue. You know them from previous years, but this one would be a surprise.
I think even for the most die-hard of fans, nobody was expecting this. EDG not missing a beat. It's just that here.
It's so tough to deny this space from them. They're just ready to execute in any round because you can't take away a main.
Yeah, no pushback. Damage done. Stray bullets. Rians really needs to be careful here.
Playing in Benji.
Flashes out and through. Benji in through the back once more. Shock darts. Laying down the damage. Laying down the bullets, but it's just a bit delayed. Rians can't quite deny that one. And out of Thrash. Trying to play them back in. It's still sprayed down off to the side. Collecting these kills. Dissecting the map. Heretics are trying to flood their way back in once more, but Stars are laying down. Darts revealing all. Post-plan util for days on EDG's side. It comes down and the shot's being hit. Wu with the defuse. Once more to pull in sight. No half obtained. And drop down to the wire. Hunter's Fury will close with no issues at all. Wu is left to scramble. And EDG holds strong.
Heretics have not come up with the answer here. They can't figure out what to do against EDG. It's so difficult to anchor onto the site. Everybody's coming in immediately after Kung Kung. Kung Kung's being supported by recon darts, flashes, stuns from the Astra as well. And if you can't anchor, well, can you try to retake against this? It's very difficult. The post-plant power is super good from EDG's composition.
Flood defending, good luck. Map is ginormous. The economy is booming for EDG. It's a 3-round lead. Looking to keep it going, looking to maintain it all the way through.
I think this is a nice adjustment from Boo, this smoke that he's put down over towards B. Because it tries to keep EDG back a little bit. They've been aiming to take that space themselves. But if they're worried about somebody pushing forwards and playing inside the smoke, it will stall them out a little. But I don't think that's going to be the key difference to Heretics winning the map. It's just a small piece of the puzzle.
Got to come up with answers outside of a round like this where the money is not.
And I think they need a fundamental change because otherwise EDG looks super comfortable.
Just going to give them B main, A main control the whole time, as you were already talking about.
And mid as well, though.
Yeah, letting them just explore every single option.
Yeah. Here they smoke off mid. Now, whether or not they're going there or whether that's just to pull people towards the center of the map for the defenders remains to be seen. But you see that Heretics, they are just sat back pretty passively. And okay, this one's an eco, but it's reminiscent of how they've played the majority of their defense half so far. I need to see them getting aggressive on defense here, I think.
Nice pushback, Dash is active. In through, there's the slightest of timings, but Rian, the shot just missing. Defense in ordered here. Simon just pushing back the invaders onto the site. It is theirs. Rian's ult just popped off. It's a winnable scenario, and the kill is collected. Spike needs to go down. 4 seconds, nobody will be able to stick it. Denied. From the brink, Heretics found their answer.
There's no way again. Reminiscent of Haven, that EDG are losing these rounds to the clock. Heretics throwing that utility in perfectly, but even seeing that as a win condition, as an opportunity,
That takes
to me is ludicrously good. I didn't think there was much they could do there to stop that from going down. But with such little time, Rien's found that denial. And the mosh was within, what, 0.3 of a second?
So close.
What a MasterCard thrifty.
Heretics are right back at it. And open the hands of Mini Boo. Not the adjustment that we were perhaps looking for, but they have changed the defensive setup, but mid is open as a result of it. Just the one trip to watch. It's still a weak point.
The trip is desperately important here. Do they see it? Yes, and before they run into it too.
Broken. Mid compromised, ping's already out. EDG looking to maybe set their sights over towards A.
You have to pull people back from the site to monitor these connectors now. And you probably have to go for a re-clear, but that's difficult with Mini Boo opping.
How do you clear through the fog of war? Smokes at their back, Benji Fishy. Here's the dash. Knows his time is now. That's a mosh pit that he just kicks right into their face, and they weren't perhaps expecting that. Still, Spike dropped down to the feet. The side opened up over Hordes, at least B main. 3 versus 3 though. This is rapid by Heretics. Looking to shore this one up. Potential for the flood, but an off retake, as you mentioned, is never ideal. Whips it around him, but he dropped. 2v2.
Here.
Not willing to give up that operator just yet. Can. Down onto the bridge, almost takes the timing straight past the Dizzy. He's causing all sorts of problems, mischief right now, and he just needs to buy time for Simon. Striking right where it hurts, dropping these players in their tracks. EDG still here to play and still here to win a trophy.
They're not creeping closer, they're galloping towards it at the moment. They've knocked Heretics down onto another eco round. This one, that mid-pressure once more, the macro, it's looking lovely. Nobody's calling is excellent here on the attack side. Even with Mini Boo hitting the quick scope, EDG still get themselves into a spot where they're able to convert. Perhaps if they in that round, if Boo had been able to win his fight as a site anchor, maybe it could have been doable, but he's 1-8 right now. The IGL struggling to get a grasp on the game and a grasp on his gun.
Just not seeing it. Tiger 2. Trip's gonna be broken. Boo under all that pressure. The heat is turned up. Boo can only do so much. It's 1 kill before the fire is returned.
And this time the adjustment from Heretics was that double push. I said I wanted to see them get aggressive on defense. The problem is the map is so big.
Yeah.
It just takes so long for Mini Boo and Woot to pull off this flank.
By the time they get into this fight, time, as you said, already ticks off. Could be missing the mark on some of this one here. Smuggy's got a lot to watch for here, but nothing could be said for Heretics. Dizzy though, spots it out still. He's expecting it and lay claims to their life. 7-3. At this point, EDG are not being stopped by anything at all.
Heretics need a game plan adjustment. They've got to figure out a solution here if they want any hope. If bind is to mean anything, they need to figure an answer, because EDG's composition, which is pretty unique, we do not see other teams running this kind of comp. It's just been unstoppable on their attack side.
Force the issue for Heretics here. As you said, they have to come up with the right answers. It's the second timeout burnt. Final map here of our grand finals. It's all on the line and more. It's your entire year culminating. As I said prior, I have a bitter disappointment where you can revel in the glory of a trophy lift that you've only dreamed of up to now.
Heretics have been dreaming about it since that loss in Shanghai. Hoping to take it on the second go around, and it looks like it's slipping further and further away from them. I promise you that trophy, it's equidistant from both teams on the stage, but every time we look, it's inching towards EDG. Willing it in their direction, the fans, the players, the plays they're making. I think this round is everything here. It's the difference between a 9-3 or possibly a 7-5 recovery for Heretics. The ults favor them.
Exactly so. You have the ults to work with, but there's trials and tribulations all across the map.
I was watching EDG the last time they played Abyss. Smoggy actually ulted onto B rafters as part of their exec. So don't put it beyond EDG to do something absolutely nuts here with it all on the line.
Bit of presence from EDG. I think they're worried about the re-clear. Woot has the thrash. Leaving Simon spike in hand.
They've seen this trick before up in mid. I'm surprised they're not sending a shock to try to clear it.
That's easy enough over the top. Don't have to open up your body to it.
Setting up for the A split, which we've not seen very much of. Nobody in mid, nobody to try to punish.
It's a fake, I think. Potentially trying to pull these players for Simon to capitalize, but no, the call is cancelled anyway. They want to take this one in the direction of A. Bodies are still lining up. Reinforcements arriving here in the footsteps. It's a rumble and a scattered fight indeed. Skirmish to be taken. EDG are striking right where it hurts. Nobody's detained. But honestly, again, the scaling that's required. Touch to the side and the weapons right out. Ready to strike. Boo is dropped in place. And Mini Boo left with it all to do. It's just not possible. Woot the Wonder Boy. He'll make a good go, but that is just... It's impossible to get past at this point. The team is firing on all cylinders. EDG can feel it. They are empowered.
Taking all of that mid control, setting themselves up. No resistance from Heretics. When two players went to go and re-explore, I don't think they were expected to see 4 of EDG there. They thought that was setting up for an A split. They thought they caught the timing and were starting to rotate. They don't have enough information around the map. They're not playing aggressively enough on the defense side, and they're allowing EDG to run over them.
And scraps with the buy. Final round of the first half of our final map of Champs 2024.
And this drone is going to spot an open site. No defenders, no anchors. Nobody to even break the drone and threaten like there could be anybody there.
Key's been left in the door. Spike exchanges of the hands. You hear these footsteps and have a tap as well, seeing what the reaction is, and
maybe counter spam. Push back posture. Boo can't stand against it. Cosmic Divide though is ready. Lying in wait.
The protocols are so good from EDG to get the plant down. They're not getting caught by this.
Benji though, up onto the cross. That was up through mid. Kankan was trying to be that delayed pressure, presence, potential. It's all going to be removed now, and you can try and flood these players right back in. G2, spammable angle, finally removed. Front of the site is theirs, and here is the ult. Cosmic Divide has to be used, Simon. What is that? Hunter's Fury, off and around. Where's the next layer to all of this here? Wingman onto the defuse, Mini Boo sticking already. Hold the line, crossfires, in order, in action. Heretics are granted that final lease on life. The 4th round potentially theirs. It is theirs indeed. First half of Abyss. Is it enough?
They had to fight tooth and nail just to be able to get that final round. It is desperately difficult for them out there. EDG fully in control, within touching distance. back, we've had players within touching distance. I think I'm right in saying Zekken even matched it, actually, at Madrid. But it seems like they might be breaking history in every single way, EDG, on this tournament run.
Pushing past their own limits. They weren't content with just sitting at that third place, second place. This is a team that know that trophy is in striking distance. The first trophy lift for China. In their sights, Kang taking that contact, taking point. Backs himself down now. Nerves need to be settled here. Risky venture from Kang as well, taking that peak.
I got the spike.
EDG looking for information in A and B main, throwing that recon dart out. Nobody, not looking to save it in case there's some kind of exec on his site. Heretics also looking to explore mid. Both teams realizing that this part of the map super important. Simon's going to be asked a lot of.
Yeah, with a jiggle. Gets the info though, and he's going to be backing away. Pings it out, concedes the space, puts the warning sign onto the minimap.
I like this though. Team Heretics, they're pushing back those players, and they're also denying that mid connector. Now if Simon wants to rotate, he's got to go all the way through spawn, and same could be said for Kang and Smoggy. That puts, hold on, nobody and Chishu on an island, but nobody. What are you doing? Giving away your position here.
Yeah, I mean, firing the dart.
He gets away with it.
That the play was being made here, and they've lost control of it into the process. Oh my God! Nobody!
Spike down A.
Oh, goodness me!
He's come up with the pistol round that might have sealed the deal for China, for EDG, for the team that he just took over IGLing for. In the captain's seat, pushing out onto assistant coach. And he's just made one hell of a play here in round 13.
This year, it's been a year of firsts for VCT. We saw Pacific lift the trophy in the hometown territory of EDG themselves. But they are well on course to make history for themselves, carving out a place amongst the elites.
Chishu could get overwhelmed here.
Definitely could. Plenty of bodies here. Tap goes the Guardian. Well, bullet spread. Fall and prey to it still. Nobody seeking to redeem. Chance of that. Reinforcements arriving, but his head peeking out. Shot darts. Delay. Hopefully allow him that retreat, which he does. So, 3v4, plant is down. Heretics have that extra money to work with, but they'd love the round even more. Flash. Dodged. Now the drone. Broken, cleared. Kang's through. Has that Marshall in play. Benji has to make one of himself. The peaks of perfection from EDG. And we are reaching the apex.
EDG get up to double digits. 3 rounds away. They were 3 rounds away on Bind from being able to win this tournament. But at that point, they were not in the driver's seat. It would have taken 3 cleanly to get to overtime and then to win. Here, Heretics are 6 away from even tying the game up.
The energy in the Inspire Arena is reaching a crescendo. The crowd can feel it. It's up to Heretics to put a stop to it. Full investment with the buy. Heretics have the rifles to play around with.
Taking A main control, looking for information over towards B. On this map, Boo's lurks, often super important, but he's a player that hasn't particularly been able to get online in this final map. On the defense side, brutalized, currently 3 and 13. As many assists as he has kills. Horrible way to end. But Heretics are going to hope that they can revive on attack. This a fake. Boo calls Rienz over. Looking to apply some pressure, keep these players rooted to the spot. Maybe weaken A just a little. Smoggy already thought it was a fake, actually. He started rotating away when it was only the drone.
Yeah, I think he was dodging out the sideline as well when he was tagged by the drone. He didn't want to get spammed from that spot, but you're right, it could have been a bait and switch to fake out.
And I mean, look at the way that Simon's pathing too. They're reading into this.
Oh, yeah.
It's so similar to what Nobody himself does to fake.
30 seconds
The Util is primed and ready. into the hands of these players on either side here. It's a pull to meet that one with the Dizzy. Pound for pound, bodies are going to drop and fall, but it's Hardy. It's perfect once more. Nobody and Simon, they combine their might. They drop these Heretics players dead. Time against them once more. Boo needs to get this kill and will do just that. Defending, punched up, Rians, rounded about, kill gone! Unbelievable! Kankan goes and does it. Not only clutching the round, getting EDG up to 11. Those kills also break the kill record in a BO5 at a global event. He knows he's the protagonist. He knows that this is his story to write. We are 2 rounds away from a brand new region. 2 years later, Valorant, in case you missed the memo. And to them lifting a trophy.
Heretics are going to go for the Cosmic Divide play, looking for the plant, looking to try to play the post.
It's fast and loose, but it's what they require in a moment like this. Up and over, Chichu weaving in and out, needs to stay alive in this time, but already being swarmed, Dizzy up and around in his face. And kills are collected at least, with Chichu dropped as a chance. Plan already down for Heretics. That's what the ults are good for here. But up through heaven as well, plenty more bodies left to meet them. Spamming away, Mini Boo! Sheriff in hand. He's done enough surely for them. No rifle picked up, but the damage done with those 2 players dropped. He's got to be feeling good about it. Players retreat, EDG realizing, let's give this one up. Let's play for it at a future round.
Every round is going to feel like a mountain to climb for Heretics. They need so many of them. This one, hugely important, but they're not going to have an ultimate like that to work with every day of the week. It's another MasterCard Thrifty. We've seen so many of them. So many of them in this Grand Finals. But you can't rely on them. You cannot have that be the only kind of situation in which you're winning. Cast caution to the wind. Go for it when you have rifles online as well.
Round by round, but okay, focus. Focus is called for by Miniboo.
God, this is a wild setup. Going for the flash.
Hold up.
For Kankan to peek immediately by the look of things. Now, are they doing enough contact instead? Waiting,
timing.
Yeah, waiting to see if there's a Dizzy, a recon.
That gives them precisely the right timing. So Paranoia probably to accompany this, and yes it is.
Moves his way through the dart though. Responds and Heretics push back. The offensive play of EDG.
Yeah, Kankan there as well, rattling out either information or commands.
With Heretics winning that Thrifty, pendulum does swing in terms of that momentum. The economy as well on the side now of Heretics. Have money to work with, but the issue is the buffer in terms of rounds is not exactly there. It's a high-low from EDG. And a big test here for Chichu and Nobody. Rotating around though, they've given up the positions that they were once holding. Smoke activated, nobody's inside it.
Trying to get ahead of the curve and ahead of most of these players as well, but barrels out, instant trade. Woot is good for it. Star up and over. Chichu trying to stun, trying to stay alive, but against that, it's an onslaught, and it's overwhelming. Simon back in the fray, in the fight, but dropped at a moment's notice like that. This is Heretics again with an open answer to this B site.
That Mosh lineup is really good for being able to deal with the way that Chishu wants to anchor the site. He only had a Sheriff in hand. We've seen Nobody go for plays like that where he tucks inside a smoke, and to be honest, even on the pistol round most recently, it did actually pay off for him. He got out, got 3. But this time, 1 for 1, and that trading from Heretics that they rely on comes through. They actually need those weapons. Kills like that, really important. Look at Smoggy's credits. Got nothing to work with. He, at the very least, needed to save a gun. And Kankan backs off.
Bit of wandering, bit of wading into the side towards the tail end, and they do collect that kill. Keep it as a consolation prize.
The benefit for Heretics here is they're generating these ults. The petrol motion machine, you can definitely keep it rolling.
You can to some degree, yeah. They've got Hunter's Fury online for the next one. Nobody also has that to respond with. And the other big thing to keep in the back of your head here is that Chishu actually has a Cosmic Divide for retake.
This could be the day I die for you.
Who needs an opening ceremony? Get these guys out here next time. And if that's if that doesn't speak volumes of the state of mind of these Heretics players, that's the difference for them. Heretics now, once more with a tempo. They might have been looking to strike that dart. Lands up towards heaven. This is all a fake. You see the spike going in the opposite direction here. Yeah, sails over. And it's a really convincing fake, though. Of course, it's got 3 players behind it. Kang activates the dash to no avail. He's not going to be getting any action anytime soon. One of the problems with this round. Hello, the spike's coming back over to this side of the map. What is the call? What is going on here? Boo's changing his mind, perhaps. One of the weird things is that Heretics like to play offside post plants. They love them. You can't really do that this round. You're just going to end up locked away. That Cosmic Divide up in your face is going to be very difficult to play around. So on-site aggressive post plants have to be called here for Heretics. And it worries me that Boo is so far away. The reveal. What a mistake. Stack of players now coming. Dart. It's going to be Cloudburst. Cannot defend. Kang away from that angle. Still heaven. Untouched. And Chichi around the back as well. Good with the aim, but still damage not enough done. Hunter's Fury, if nobody is let loose, it's ripped out into place and a kill is collected, but used in kind by Rians. It's not an ult that they're going to have here. And EDG, they can pounce on this. They can claim that 12. They can back off sight. Chishu fell in the midst of all of this. No Cosmic Divide available. But still potentially overzealous. Pass their own trips into the backside controller. Paranoia sweeps its way through and cuts out those angles. Dart up and over. Swing from Benji. Boo provides the finishing cover. And the firing line is there. Simon can only do so much. The position like this, it is to no avail once more. 7 rounds for Heretics. If you're going to make this happen, if you're going to try and deny history being made, it has to be on that basis, 1 round at a time. A jump scare there for nobody, I think, as he expected everybody on Heretics, I'm sure, to be playing offside post plants. Benji and Boo spring out of smoke. Boo living up to his name. EDG are taking a tack time out here to talk about things.
I was trying to drop you the bomb for so long and I kept dropping my gun.
Well, I mean, I guess that'll happen when the nerves are coming out. 10,000 screaming fans surrounding you. And these players can't afford to think about how big the match is, but we get the pleasure of doing so. I did want to touch on Kang again, because you were talking about him as being the main character of this arc. When he first started playing Valorant, he was just a boy with a dream. He really was so young. And throughout his meteoric rise in China, to his explosive entry onto the global stage, and then these scarring defeats earlier this year, I feel like he's been adapting, persevering. He's also grown into the one man who could actually fulfill that young boy's dream. There's only one Kang. You see it in the fact that he's set the record here in this match, performing in every single map. Oh, yeah. It's poetic, I think. This matchup here, Heretics, they got brothers in arm, quite literally brothers in arm. Minibu and Boo aiming for that trophy, trying to take a stab at it. And Kang himself has been carrying the namesake of his brother this entire time. All for that trophy lift that both of these teams are going to be hoping, praying for. A play made, dash forwards, Kang. It's lighter weaponry to work with. Benji Fishy has to hold back the line. Overwhelmed and swarmed. Too many bodies. The Blade Storm is unleashed. Kang trying to make the most of this. Right there behind them, they've lost control of the flank. Heretics have to keep a watchful eye onto this one, but options available if they want to flip the map.
Concealment.
Low enough. One bullet will do him in. Kang aims to do the most, and an open sightline head is found. Out for the side once more. Boo swings, perfect timing, but leaps into the fray and wasn't expecting that. Smokey, fully aware. Rians potentially accounted for, maybe heard the footsteps, maybe not, I'm not too sure. Still gets the job done. Time is ticking. Woot to do it all. Thrash in hand. You can see to deny, you can see to delay. Up and over the TP. Woot! Has he got it done? That's so close. The circle shrinking. I don't think he's got it. It's milliseconds. Smokey. Oh my! $120 milliseconds away from taking EDG to tournament point. A sloppy post plant gets the job done and denies that round. I'm speechless. Wood's no stranger to coming down to the wire. Do you think he was confident about the internal clock there? I don't know. It's a nail biter. Reminiscent of that final round of Bind. 4 rounds in a row now for Heretics, and the Red Bull clutch. They can't even believe it. Control is shifting for EDG over this series. Oh, what is that? Is that an arena dipped in red, I see? Is that a tech pause once more? Another quick one by the sounds of it, is what I'm being told. But my God, we were talking earlier about how some of these pauses in the action had come at spots where it was an imbalanced situation anyway. Oh yeah. Can't even remember what map it was. I think it was Sunset. One team vastly in control. That was EDG at the time. Now here, cut the tension with a knife. The people in the arena don't know whether to start cheers or to chew the ends of their fingers off. Oh yeah. Because it's so real, the possibility of this comeback. EDG were fully in control, and now they're having to avoid letting it all go away from them. We're back in. Yeah, straight back in. The timer is ticking. Kang hyping the back up, keeping the morale and players on their feet. Like you said, the comeback is very much on. It's very much real. You cannot let moments like this define you. To let your chances slip away. Mini Boot. It's a rapid play from Heretics. He's going to be leading the charge once more. Blade Storm, dash to the side. Evacuation, caught on either side. Up and over though. The high ground perch and potentially the danger zone. Dizzy up and over the top. Connections abound. Heretics are dropping them all in their place. It's Rians. Watchful eye onto all the angles. He dominates them onto the site. Simon to respond, but it's only the one. Ult is available in the back pocket. But do you choose to use it? Do you choose to commit? Heads available, ready to be popped. But it's all Rians and Woot, side by side. He slapped them down. The Turkish brothers in arms. Playing next to the Lithuanian brothers in blood. Heretics. They've just come out with another blinder, and they've taken the final kill, denying a crucial gun away from EDG. Chishu has no money to play with. They could try to scrap together a buy, but it would be an ugly looking thing. 5 in a row. 5 in a row. And I was so ready to tell you the story of heartbreak for Heretics. A squad that has got so close in the past with rookies on this team. Honed and polished over the course of the year. And it was looking like they were going to be denied that chance at a trophy. But fate wrangled, twisted out of the hands of these EDG players. The pressure shifted onto them, and Kang forced to step up to the moment. Dash to avoid, and shots are fired. Kang, he's monstrous when he gets going, and he does it almost single-handedly. The angel of death has descended on Heretics. What did we just watch with Guardian in hand? There's no way. Snaps it up. On Lotus, they ended it on a thrifty. Here, Kang once more breaks another record with that pop-off. He's now got the most kills in any BO5 in competitive Valorant in VCT. Globals, regionals, anything. This guy's farming. He's the main character. He's got the aura to back it up. It's the impetus now. And the tension just breaks with that 4-piece. You were all ready to tell the story of heartbreak for Heretics. I hope you didn't throw away the pages of the book. Oh no, it's still there. Come so close to the finish line once more. Closer than ever before to the finish line. Touching distance of the trophy. EDG steal it right back. Kang in hand, the signature weapon of this man right here. Been highlighting him, been gassing him. He's going to be under that pressure, but still delivers. One shot found. And a chisel slowly etching away the potential for EDG to make history for China. A trophy lift in sight. Rians with the plan. Cosmic Divide providing that safety. But it fades away. And a reset called for. Player disadvantage still here. Plenty of targets. Open and shut. Simon with the ult. Paranoia sweeps. This is it. Attempt to deny. Quick scope in place. EDG. It's up to Boo to push them back and away. TP's up and over. No kill to be found. It's one man. What can he do against the bite of EDG? Absolutely squat.
After 4 years of hard work, of blood and sweat, today, might finally see that time for the tears that Kangkong's been holding back. He said he wouldn't cry until he'd won a championship. He didn't just win today. He sealed, signed, and delivered the game for them at the end there on Abyss. His tears on the other side as two back-to-back grand finals fall away from Heretics. Heartbreaking fashion. But the bitter taste of defeat in Shanghai, swept away, cleansed from the palate. One sweet sip of success from that Champs Trophy will make all the pain worthwhile for EDG.
The tale of heartbreak is open on the faces of the
Sanyon 발로란트 챔피언 에드워드 게이밍!
It's vindicating, it's validating. But Kang and the rest of his squad have finally lifted the trophy. Not just for EDG, for the region as a whole. And as I said prior, 2 years late to the party of VCT. They were playing catch up. People thought it might never arrive. And I'll tell you right now, EDG have arrived and they are here to stay.
Kangkong was talking about holding back tears at previous events, but there's no sign of that on his face today. Smoggy overwhelmed in the moment, as you'd expect. But this squad, they look like, for the most part, they are relishing the moment.
Oh yeah, it's got to be cathartic.
Surrounded by fans, traveled from far and wide to see history made. It was history for EDG to even get here to play in this arena. They've never made top 4 before.
No.
They certainly never lifted a trophy.
Never lifted a trophy, not on the global stage. Like you said, they never made top 4 before. And they weren't content with stopping at that point. They broke past their limits all throughout this tournament. But the trophy was the sole goal, and they knew that they were capable of lifting it.
An unbelievable game that we had. Ending here on Abyss. With so many players from EDG stepping up. And Simon, too, deserves talking about. This guy turning up to his first ever international event. He lifts the Champions Trophy. It's an unbelievable story. One that most players dream of. But for him, it's a reality. For EDG, it's a reality. No longer that distant dream of wondering when they will be able to contest, hold a candle to the rest of the regions. China are here. For some esports, there's a before and an after. When certain regions, Korea, China, whichever it might be, get involved.
I lost my best
It's
friend,
very possible that we have been living in the
she left her body in Harvard
may end up looking back on this year from now as a turning point. With the viewership, the player base, the size that it is in China, EDG could just be the first. What a first they've been.